Terror Spaces. Hello and welcome to The Ether. Today is Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. Today on The Ether, part 2 of a 4-part RAC FM number 16. Let's take a listen.
I think everyone's copying everybody, so it's kind of like, of course, maybe there's a really good chance another Juno could drop or something like that. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just saying that all the developers and creators are all in the same space, right? Or
no, I don't
Slinks,
think
He's
Bbandz.
laughing over here. I don't know.
Bbandz, I don't think there'll ever be an opportunity to drop a Juno game. I don't think you're going to meet a big group of devs who come together that say, let's do this experiment. So like people need to understand the difference between like things like Stargaze or Osmosis, ignoring like Frontier. Like compared to like Juno, I don't believe the opportunity will ever come up again for a core group of like devs like that to come together to say, let's do this as like an experiment, and for it to actually like come to some form of like realization that we're seeing now. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there'll be another opportunity for another Juno. You could try.
She came up.
You could try.
Sorry, what was the question?
Your woman, Slinks racks out of bed. She racks out of bed, she's on a doobie, she's like, sorry, what was the question? Hello, Slinks. How you doing, darling?
Oh, just have a 102 plus fever for like 48 hours now. I'm so fucking over this.
Well, if this was Kumar, if you were on Reptile and Kumar Spaces right now, he'd be like, you dumb bastard. Have you had the vaccination? There you are. Wait a minute, Slinks, I'm going to ask. Wait, I've been listening to these mad people all day. Have you had the jab? Have you been vaccinated?
Triple jab.
Triple?
Oh. Yeah.
I'm hearing loads of people are sick right now who's been vaccinated. Like loads of people, like literally who've been vaccinated are quite sick right now, I'm hearing. In one way or another.
I mean, this is likely RSV and pneumonia. I'm getting antibiotics. The stuff I'm coughing up, I have never seen before in my entire life. So, yeah, I'm a little scared. Like yesterday, I had labored breathing and like could barely walk down the hallway.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
And I've like sweated through. I don't know.
Listen, I'm only saying this. I'm only saying this because I did spend some time on these spaces, but there was like some people coming up, like nurses and stuff, and they were like talking about like themselves, their family, but like and the patients as well, and they were like talking about how bad like this kind of flu's fucking taking people out right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Super injured. All my really close girlfriends are all nurses at the hospital in the town I live in, and they are like, oh, whatever, this is nothing, this is normal. But yeah, I mean, RSV is like much worse than COVID for sure. So
I don't want none of it. That's why I'm in the tropics. Fuck that shit. Fuck cold weather. Myself and cold weather, we don't get along, man.
You have to worry about.
Wheat Bbandz, I might be getting rugged all in there, mind. The
no,
mute's
I can
not
hear
working. You can't.
The mute.
What's it must be fucking freezing where you are as well, darling, is it? I saw GAINZZ snow the other day.
Right now. It's horrible. It's snowing really bad and stuff like that, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Bbandz,
have
are
to go
you
to
in
the
that
store.
blizzard?
Yeah, I live in New York, so the northern New York. So yeah, there was like 14 inches of snow or something like that, and then got another foot the other day. So it's supposed to be 50 degrees next week, so it's all gonna turn to sleet. Yeah.
Did you lose
That's all I got.
power?
No. Oh wait, I mean for like freaking 2 minutes or something like that. For like a minute or two. Like, but that was it.
So you're
So
lucky
no.
though.
Yeah, no. It snows like this like all the time, so I don't know. Hey Slinks, how long you been sick now?
I'm on week 3.
And you've seen the doctors and everything, right? Do you have the vid or something or?
No, I know I've tested negative like 4 times, but like my dad has the same thing. We both gave it to each other during the holidays. He went to the doctor for me and he got his chest listened to by the doctor. The doctor didn't want to see me as I was having like pretty high fever. And just listening to his chest, he was like, "Oh yeah, you definitely have a possibility for pneumonia." So, yep. This is way worse than COVID, even though I've never had it. I
So
don't
with
know.
pneumonia,
I'm
are
assuming
you
it's
on
way worse.
antibiotics? Did they put you on antibiotics?
Yeah, we're gonna get them today.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
pneumonia sucks. I've never gotten it. My son has gotten it a couple times, but he has asthma, so
Oh
it's like
wow.
an occurrence, yeah. But yeah, I was like, you didn't get any antibiotics? You were like, I'm running a fever. I was like, I feel like you've been sick for a long time.
Yeah, it was I had like some kind of sickness for 2 weeks and then it went away and then something just hit me super hard again. And I know a lot of my friends are having the same experience right now where it'll go away and then like 2 days later it'll like totally kick their butt. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, RSV is the big one right now. Even my doctor says with my wife being pregnant, they're more worried about RSV than COVID because we're actually both recovering from COVID still. I actually got it worse than I did the first time I got it. Like I still can't take deep breaths. That sucks. And we have this cough. They call it like the COVID cough, and you just cough for like no reason, and you just sit there and cough and cough and cough for a couple seconds. It sucks. It's like you took like a big bong rip.
Or have you been taking big bong rips though?
And no, I couldn't. I wish I could. I probably would have slept better. I tried like my head. I tried like taking a little hit. Now it's like nope, 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 nope. Switch to edibles.
Well, Chris, that's what I was being right. So that's why I mentioned, guys, this spaces. I mean, they are a bit weird, you know. But listening to like other people's stories, like I must say, I know of about 12 to 15 like Thai people here, who I know very well, like professionally, that I speak to through work and stuff, that like have had COVID though and are complaining about this long COVID. Like, it seems to be this thing about long COVID now, or whatever it is, seems to be getting, like, such a fucking talking point. Are people just going to be, like, permanently sick forever, or what? How the fuck does this work?
Well,
Because I'm not in that world, so I don't know, you know what I mean?
Well, if anybody's had mono, you have a really high, I believe you have a higher chance of long COVID. For sure. And that's why I think I'm like so sick because I had mono for 9 months when I was 23 and I've never been the same since. My endurance level is like shit in comparison to what it used to be. But yeah, it was like
Do
9 months.
do you regret taking the vaccine or not? Can I ask you that question? Do you, personally, in your health, like what you know from your body? Like your own body, you know
Like
yourself what you...
personally, I don't regret it. Do I like socially? Sure. The way that I was, like, for one, I had to get it for work or else I would have been let go, right? That's one thing. But two, um, I think just the fear that it instilled, like the amount of fear that the media pushed on me, And especially onto my parents, who I really respect, who then push it on me. That was not a fun experience. That's what I regret the most, right?
I agree with you.
Social pressure.
I agree with you, Slinks.
Yeah.
I agree with you because I only got vaccinated because my husband got vaccinated, and I thought that my kids were going to have to get vaccinated, and I'm like, I'm not. And the way that everything was going, I was like, I feel like we're all going to be forced. I don't want my kids to have a shot that I don't have. So I was like, well, I mean, if we go, we all go together. So I kind of like felt forced to get the shot because, you know, I didn't know what it was going to do. And maybe I was being dramatic, but at the same time, I felt like I really did not want to do it. But at the same time, I felt like my family, you know, if I wanted to be with my family, like I had to do it, even though it's a little dramatic now that I think back.
Yeah, no, I was not allowed over to the house unless I was vaccinated.
Wow.
That was really, really sad. I don't want to. Yeah. So it was worth it.
I must say, I'm going to have to come in here and not play devil's advocate like I usually do, but I want to share something that was extremely painful for me and that I haven't gotten over, and I don't know if I ever will get over it, actually. But it was Mother's Day this year, right? And so I rang my mum to wish her happy Mother's Day. Yeah, it's in March in England, right? So in England, Mother's Day is March, the last Sunday of March, and Father's Day is in June. And I remember ringing my mum, video calling her, and like I was just being so nice. Like the conversation was so pleasant. Everything was like rosy and sweet and everything. I was really enjoying myself, right? And then I said, like, I wish I could be there with you. Like, I wish I could be there with you, like, to give you a hug. Like, I just, like, was, like, let myself open, like, emotionally, like a pleb, like I shouldn't have done, right? I should know better. And literally, the fucking answer that I got back was like, well, you wouldn't be here even if you were here. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, I'm not having unvaccinated people around me. And I'm like, what, even for fucking Mother's Day, what you talking about? And she's like, no, well, that's your problem, not mine. And I was like, right, and I couldn't, from that minute there, I just couldn't wait to get off the call. Like, literally, I got off the call. I don't even think I, like, responded or replied, like, for about fucking 7 weeks, like, and even when I did, it was, like, out of pity, like, fuck, man. You'll never know the fucking pain of a fucking parent saying to you, like, well, if you were here, I wouldn't have you in my house because you're unvaccinated. This is what fucking Hitler did, right? If anyone knows the fucking truth of the matter, yeah? The unvaccinated, like, what we've been castigated over the last fucking 2 years is fucking unbelievable. But it's okay, we'll have our day. I'll fucking wait for that day, won't I? I don't care how long I have to fucking wait. I will fucking see my day with all these cunts that have done this to me. Fucking took my job away. Took me fucking wife away. Me fucking family. Watch. Fucking swear to God.
Yeah, so you understand there's like this pressure of I'm willing to give up. It's shitty. It fucking sucks, but it's worth. I don't know. I don't fucking
well, if
care
I've been in
the
UK, if I've been in the UK, Slinks, I would have folded. I want everyone to know in this room, if I'd have been in the UK, where I'd have been along the road, you know, in the next town or whatever, like in the next village or something, or estate to me mum, Slinks, I would have had to do it. If that's her attitude, like if I'd had to take the vaccine just to go and see her, I would have had to do it. And that is a fucking ridiculous pressure to be put under by someone, mind. That should not be the way that we are as human beings, that mind. Sorry, darling.
No, yeah, especially as a parent figure. I mean, you're still their child at the end of the day, and you look up to them as if you're still a little 4-year-old, you know, looking to this person that nurtures you. For most people, some people maybe not. But, you know, if you have a good relationship, you'll still do whatever it takes to be with them. And that was my position.
Good relationships get harder as parents get older, Slinks. Good relationships, as your parents head into their 70s, good relationships get harder because they get, like, more short-tempered. You know, they forget things, blah, blah, blah.
I know.
Like, so it does become difficult to start with. You know something, though? Wait, at 50 years old, she would never have said something like that because you know why? Theoretically, it's like impossible. Like, I live here in Thailand, right? Like literally, I can't fly back to the UK for a couple of weeks. I don't have that opportunity. I've got dogs. I have to look after them. I'm a single guy, right? I'm fucking divorced. Yeah, I've got responsibilities here. Like, she didn't have to say that. She could have let that conversation go. And especially when someone's like, oh, if I was in the room with you right now, I'd give you a big hug, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally, you should be going, oh, I love that. Like, it's impossible, you know, theoretically impossible right now because you're on the other side of the world. But, like, at 70, they're just like, well, if you were here, if you hadn't had an injection, you wouldn't be getting in my house. And it's like, fucking hell. It's a bit harsh from your woman. Never mind. I'm used to it, to be honest, Slinks. I don't give a fuck anymore, me. Haven't for a long time. Can you tell?
Hey, Tank.
Yo! Trying to figure out what I walked into. I was like, whoa, sounds serious.
Oh, he's your man, Tank. He's
How
your
you
man,
guys all
Tank,
doing?
bringing the thunder. Are you in Florida? Are you in Florida? Are you, son?
Sitting in the sun right now, my friend.
Gangster.
Ew,
I'm
so jealous. Gross.
It's
so
it's not that great, to be honest with you. It's still a little bit nippy, but the sun is out, so I'll take it. What are y'all doing? How's everybody been?
It's a slow news day. It's a slow news day, Tank. It's a slow news day, bro.
Yeah, I did my live stream today, just a couple minutes late, and I think it was like fastest live stream I ever had. I was like, there's nothing much to talk about. Ain't shit going on, so I'm gonna get off. No news is good news sometimes, man.
No one knows what the play is right now, I think. Everyone's like, what should I do? Should I be bailing into NFTs? Should I be sitting in stables? Should I take a punt? Am I catching a knife? No one knows what.
Sit in stables all day long. Sit in stables all day long. All day long. I don't give a fuck what anybody.
Yeah, that's not a bad bet. Yep.
Yeah, sit in stables all day long. I wanted to know if anybody dug deeper into what's happening with the Cosmos Hub with Jay and all that stuff. I've been wanting to, but I've been so caught up. Is everybody pretty much caught up to speed with what's going on? Yes, no? I know Robo, no.
Can somebody catch me up?
Jay's got me blocked, so I don't know a fucking thing. Because Rama's offline. He's busy with the family, like, so if it was something to do with Jay, he would have DM'd me because he knows Jay's got me blocked, so I know nothing what's going on. Jacob's never retweeted anything.
So Don actually made a video about it. I don't know if he did a good job explaining the importance of it or whatnot, but I don't know if a lot of people obviously did not pick up on what's happening. So what's recently what's recently been happening, right, if you guys have been paying attention for the Cosmos Hub or for ATOM token, is kind of concerning, but at the same time, maybe a silver lining somewhere in between the haystack. But with like people leaving, like Sam and Billy, right, is leaving the development, working on development for the Cosmos Hub and for the ATOM token. Basically, they just gave up. Like you guys all know they gave up and walked, right?
Well, quite a few people did. Quite a few people did. Not just those two. I mean, Ethan and Windex, that's his golden handshake. He's off to take care of that now, apparently, as well.
Yeah, all the focus after the Osmosis 2.0 white paper basically got shut down. Like all the attention just got dropped, right? Like all the effort got dropped, and then everybody else just kind of walked away from it. Basically because they, it was hard for them. I'm kind of assuming, and I admittingly I'm kind of putting words out there. This is just my thought, so I just got to say that. But I'm only left to assume that they now assume that it's going to be hard for them to capture much more value in the efforts of working towards value accrual for the hub and for the ATOM token, and that they could actually capture much more value for themselves and their companies elsewhere if they focus their attention and skills there instead. So kind of like what you just said, Robo, they've kind of pivoted and started looking at other things to focus on, which is kind of, it's sad and kind of frustrating because the whole outcry and this whole big, like almost shaming of people that were minimalists for the ATOM token and for the Cosmos Hub and its function back when that whole ATOM 2.0 or value accrual discussion was being thrown out there, there was a there was a lot of that shit going on, a lot of shaming, a lot of like, if we don't innovate, we don't push forward, this and this and this and blah 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 blah. Well, lo and behold, it looks like everybody's bailing and jumping ship now that we're supposed to be true cosmonauts through and through, like the OG, the founders, the believers, the ones that knew best. And now, if you guys don't know about Jay, and like, it's kind of hard to explain, and I don't want to overstep myself, but Jay and his group have basically now taken over the development side of for the Cosmos Hub and locked people out for contributing. So remember how like we always talk about Cosmos is open source, open source, open source, open source? Not so much now. Not so much now. You guys don't know about this? Gains? Nobody?
I heard a little bit of what you were talking about, and I heard the guys walking away, but I didn't hear like I didn't understand like the larger view like you were explaining it. But that's
concerning, right?
Yeah, it's very concerning. It's even concerning for the new win down, because what's going to happen? Are you going to just open up a new DEX every time something gets hard or work gets a little tougher? Like,
well, and then here's the other thing too, right? Like, pay attention. Like, Don is actually like, he's hard because unless you don't know what he's fucking kind of like rambling on about. But he also just made another video, and admitting I said this during like last week's video, and I said I was kind of concerned about a couple things, but I didn't want to overstep myself and didn't want to say anything because one, this is kind of a security concern, and so a lot of times I'll be quiet if it's a security concern of sorts, so because I don't want people like to make rash decisions and stuff like that before I know and before the rest of the inner circle knows how they're going to approach the conversation or issue. But think about it even further,
before
right?
Before we go on, can we clarify that what we're talking about J is Tendermint? So specifically, it's not about SDK or blah blah blah, right? Or Cosmos. Basically, it's the companies, and I mean, the split was already decided 6 months ago. So like what we're witnessing now happened about 6-7 months ago when the companies like broke off. When we got the new company.
You remember when they had new Tendermint and all that other stuff, guys?
Right. So basically, G has tried to do a bit of a coup on Tendermint, but he can't. Right? He can't do that. He can't do that.
He can't, but he can also restrict access to everything that they have control of. And so like I'm kind of like I'm really tiptoeing right now.
No. What they can contribute towards is what's locked. Their contribution.
Yes.
That's the difference. So like what he can do is he can update that and he can push that out, and kind of everybody's got to go with it. And nobody can raise any objection. Like if he's to push like new code out for the Tendermint consensus mechanism, right? And the VFT, he can essentially like manipulate like what goes on there. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, because there is a lot of truth and there's a lot of smoke screen to what's going on right now.
Yeah, and it is kind of hard for me because again, I'm a little bit smooth brain when it comes to that more technical stuff. But from what I understand, that is, I think, true. Full disclosure, I'm more of a minimalist when it comes to the hub. I've always kind of been more of a minimalist. I think there's a few things that Atom and the Cosmos Hub does perfectly fine, and I don't think it needs to do all these other crazy fucking things. I think it's cool to try to do all these other crazy things, but I think if it just remained secure, remained minimal, like it's fucking great. The problem is, like Zaki and a lot of other, and they have truth to this, that doesn't bring much more value. Like, unless people want to come use the Cosmos SDK, come use the Cosmos Hub to build upon, like, where's this extra value capture going to come from the Atom token over a long period of time? I mean, like, it could still do fairly well with ICS and with interchain accounts.
Well,
it could definitely do.
That was the exit liquidity. Atom 2.0 was the exit for a number of people.
Yep.
And unfortunately, because Atom 2.0 didn't come off, their bags have not been filled, their coffers have not been filled. They are exiting in a different manner, in a different way. They've waited because you couldn't do it straight away. It's happening drip, drip, drip fashion that always fucking does when it's anything to do with the interchain. It's always drip, drip, like it's that tap that's broke in your house. That only one drop every 2 minutes comes out that tap. But you're lying in bed at night and you're listening. And then 2 minutes you're tapping it and you're listening. And you know what's happening. Atom 2.0 was exit for many higher ups. Sorry, Tank, that's the truth. Atom 2.0 was the parachute for many people that night.
Yeah, it really was. But so here's the interesting. You can go a little bit further with this, right? And unfortunately, all we can do right now is speculate because nobody knows what Jay's planning on doing. I can only assume that being one of the parents of the whole cosmos, Jay wouldn't want to, no matter what anybody says. Like you would assume and you hope that Jay's not trying to kill it, right? Like you got to understand, they have an interest of not killing this themselves. Jay has a fuck ton of Atom. Like, why would he want to kill it per se, right? But he's also one of those people that doesn't think in that kind of way because he's already made his money. He's already made his fortune in a way. But you got to kind of think like maybe he's like, hopefully he's not trying to kill it. And so I'm like still searching for a silver lining. But anyway, I wanted to go a little bit further and talk about this though. Like, you think about Billy them going. Well, I wanted to, because I keep forgetting to say this. The more interesting thing is CosmWasm versus the SDK, right? And we're like, now you got to think, because I've been saying this for a long time, the interchain, or not the interchain, the Cosmos ecosystem is at war internally. There's been a civil war going on for a long time within the Cosmos ecosystem. And now one of the biggest things that I think I'm super bullish on, to be honest with you, along with Cosmos and building there, is CosmWasm. Why use the Cosmos SDK when you can do basically fucking everything with CosmWasm? Why do you know?
Use them in conjunction with one another.
Yeah, but then you have mesh security.
One of them's only the WebAssembly module, right? You have to use them in conjunction to join kind of like the Web 2 and Web 3 sides of things together.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuances to it, but it's very interesting conversation.
What a lot of people don't realize is that, let's get this clear right now, right? Because there's some new people in the room, yeah? Tendermint is the heart of the entire thing, right? Tendermint beats every minute of every day, right? That's all it does, yeah? If you were to look at the hub, which I hate when people like talk about like Cosmos, and then on it, when they're talking about like IBC, like you've got to separate these two things. The hub is just the brain. Like all of us, don't we go to like sleep at night? Don't our brains like switch off from time to time? Our heart never stops. Like Tendermint is the end all and be all of this. The SDK, everyone's got SDKs, man. You can find them all over the place right now. Like you can go and build on like IMX, get an SDK, or you can go and build on Kronos with an SDK. Just a kit that helps you like deploy quicker. Like literally, you can come and build. You could, if you wanted to go through the hardships, you can come and build on Tendermint without using a formalized SDK, but it's going to take you like a long time. You're going to have to figure a lot of stuff out for yourself. Like it's Tendermint that's the real beating fucking heart of the entire fucking thing. And this is what I said when the Lunar crash happened. Tendermint worked as prescribed, as stated does what it says on the tin. Like there's no
you control Tendermint, you control Cosmos. You control Tendermint, you control the greater Cosmos. In essence. Yeah. But it's I don't want to worry anybody just yet, but it is definitely an eye opener. It's funny how nobody's really bringing it up or talking. You know, like you would think Zaki would be talking, Jake would be talking, Jack would be talking, Sam would be talking about it. No, like Robo's absolutely right. It's funny how it's been a slow drip and people have been quietly exiting.
Correct.
But it's not to say, guys, I still have all of my Atom staked. Like I really do. Like a lot of people, like, again, it's kind of easier for me to full disclosure because like, you know, I'm in profits. So I've already taken my profits and it's kind of like, it would suck to see it go up. Like, you know, it is definitely been sucked, but I'm free and clear. But I still believe in the cosmos. I still believe in like people might fucking think I'm crazy. Like I still believe Jay's a fucking genius. He's a weirdo, but he's a fucking genius.
He is, but it's like I'll tell you what it's like, right? It's like the Civil War. You know, they had the Winter Soldier in Marvel, the Avengers, and then you had like the Civil War or whatever it was, right? It's exactly what it's like. To be fair to Jay, though, he has got some anonymous accounts doing work for him. But to be fair, Jay hasn't had to employ, proxies. Jay's done a lot of stuff himself, even though I've been blocked for months. I have heard, right? Jay's done most of it himself. Jack Zamplin and Zachy haven't done it themselves. They've just employed people like Jacob and others to go and assassinate Jay. Now, listen. What I'm going to tell you this now. I've never voted Tank, and I've never voted for a reason. And it's something my father said to me when I was quite young. Yeah, when you vote, or at the minute where the political landscape lies, you are not voting for the best person for the job. You're voting for the person who won't fuck it up the most. I always remember this lesson about politics. I mean, Dad was a big voter, bigger Labour voter, mining union, blah, 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 right? It is the same in Cosmos right now.
There's a lesson for you.
Well, you're looking at Jack and Zachy on one side, Jay-Z's, Jay-Z, Beyonce's husband, and Zachy on one side. Then you're looking at Jay on the other, right? Which is pretty much the split. And then you've got all the other plebs underneath them, right? And you're looking and you're going, who won't fuck it up the most? Who hasn't got the worst interests in just cashing out or seeing this as a cat? Like,
well, that's my thing, Robo. It's like when I look at things, guys, this is just me, and I could be fucking absolutely wrong, but I can't help doing this. Whenever I've been looking at the Cosmos, because especially at this Civil War, like you're saying, Robo, I can't help but look at it as who has been abusing the fuck out of it within actively, and then who's, it's both of them. It's picking the lesser evil. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's definitely not a saint in this scenario in governance. But who's been fucking it up less? And I'm dead on with you, Robo. Like Jay, look at everything that, like, I'm not saying exactly them or as a person, but like business wise, they have been draining the fuck out of the liquidity with all of the SOM inclusion. What is the other one that they own? And they all have validators.
P2P validators coming out with what's it called? Neutron is coming out as well, isn't it? That's another one that's been paid for.
Yep. And so like I just can't, like, tying this all back, I can't help but, and it's horrible because I've been speculating and it's been keeping me up. I've been trying to figure out, like, what's the end game? Like, what would be the purpose? And I only can come down to, for Jay at least, like, because I'm trying to think in Jay's shoes, right, which is fucking hard. But like, what would be the purpose? To get back control of Cosmos and to keep it minimal. Is that a bad thing though for the rest of us holders?
He wants to get rid of the vampires. I think he wants to get rid of the vampires, and he wants to code again. I just think he wants to get back to coding and creating something unique. But
that's as a developer mindset, right? Because they don't think like us. We're retail. We're investors. It's like few of us here, dev and stuff like that. But like, we don't necessarily build on that. Like, a lot of us here, we only care about, like, is this smart for us to stay here with our money?
No. Some of
us, like, not all of us. Like I said, not all of us.
Well, on the social kind of like side of things or whatever, like what I've seen and heard from Jay, and how I consider his like way of thinking to be, I can't completely like buy into that either. This is what we're talking about the lesser of two evils. We're caught between a rock and a hard place, right?
Yeah, and that's what's racking my brain. I don't know.
Yeah. Would I rather have the vulture capitalists like Zachy and Jack, that I believe are truly out to extract everything they can from whatever they can for their own organizations, right? That's been proven before. Or am I going to go with someone like Jay, who's like it's like Kanye West, when you like, it's like, well, dude, you got talent, you've got like, but you're like, come on, dude, can you not just rein it in a little bit for a short while? Can we not see?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. So like, you got to wonder, is it bad that Zaki and all them stuff, like, yeah, they're extracting value, but they're also trying to build value because that's the way that they can extract more out of it. And that also gives us the opportunity, if we're smart about it, to get in, get out as well. Or like, do we go for this minimalistic and support the idea of what Jay is doing and go like more, maybe not bring as much value back into the cosmos, but make it a more secure, stable, and less volatile kind of place. And like you said, have him run out all of the extractors of liquidity in what they're doing, recently over the years in the Cosmos ecosystem. And I'm sitting here trying to wonder, like, which one is better? Which one is the lesser of the two evils? Like you said it dead on, Robo. That's the question, right? Like, what do I want to support? Like, what kind of pool do I want to sit in?
That's why currently at these levels that when Loop dumped the last 60 grand of Juno that they've got sitting on hand, 60k Juno as well. Once this dumps, and if we do see below the $1, that's why tonight I was saying like it's a generational buying opportunity. I think because I think what you're about to see with Juno is everything that's like fun. Like you're gonna what in the successes of Juno, it's going to like enhance like the failures of like something like Atom. I think Juno next year in 2023 is about to like embarrass the entire fucking Atom setup. Like it's gonna have. Fuck knows what Atom 3.0 white paper is going to look like, because these fuckers are going to be under the begging balls, like from what I'm picking up, like literally.
Long-term Juno, dude, I haven't sold any of my long-term Juno bag. Some of my rewards I've been, kind of fucking around with and stuff like that. But like my long-term producer, nope. And if anything, I want to add to it. Like you guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm still fucking bullish on Juno. Like I'm still bullish on Juno.
We're about to prove Atom to be a player, aren't we? I mean, Juno's got a chance of proving Atom to be like a pleb fucking system.
Yeah.
With pleb devs. Like, it's literally going to embarrass them for fun. Like, it's got the opportunity to anyway.
Well, one of the things I thought was interesting too, I've been saying it on my stream. If you go to and look at the analytics for Juno, have you guys been noticing the overall undelegations have been dropping dramatically? It's almost to one point. I think it's at 1.3 mil overall. And I think it's getting like, I'm going to get super interested, guys. When it gets to 850, 900,000 undelegations overall, and we start seeing like the 1 day and the 7 day drop down. And then I was looking at the amount staked. That's been slowly creeping up as well. If that gets to 49 or 49.5, 50%, man. Not financial advice, but I'm just saying.
Imagine if some of the community pool and shit as well also get like stakes for good. So we know that's not going to be liquid. Like I've been thinking like the stakes for good proposal that was put forward. Like I just thought it was an awesome idea. Same with the Spirit of Juno and same with the delegation DAO. If we can get some Juno locked up under smart contracts for an extended period of time, that would help as well.
Hey, before I forget, you just brought. I worked really, really hard over the past few weeks, trying to really detail out a lot of the things for the Spirit of Juno. I'm looking for anybody to give me feedback on it. And also obviously I want to start doing a little bit more, I don't want to say promoting it, or informative spaces about it. To be honest, I'm having a hard time finding anybody that actually wants to be on something like that. And I actually want to ask all of you guys while you guys are here, because I'm just wondering, is that, like how we had for Juno and Osmosis, they had teams that weren't necessarily DAOs. They were just teams that requested things, and they handled the grants and the Osmosis Mini marketing. They're like private teams, kind of right? Is something
Revy.
Like the Spirit of
Revy? You talking about Revy? Any one of them. I'm just saying, any one of them is kind of a comparison. Well, I guess my question is, is it because it's not technically something like the Spirit of Juno? Does it need? No, it needs to have multi-sigs, obviously, and stuff like that. But I don't think it necessarily needs to be a DAO. Is that more of something where you're just on a multi-sig or an advisory type board kind of thing, or how would it best be presented to the community, and what would the community like to see as far as a group like that? The only difference between like a standard like multi-sig and a DAO, from what I would know, a DAO multi-sig is the accountability, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But like, I didn't know if like,
well,
it's not really a
way
decentralized autonomous organization though.
Oh, hello.
No,
Ben.
it's just a buzzword. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
It's just a buzzword. It's a way of, the multi-sig is important so that you don't get people getting rugged by one dude that lost interest like months ago and is like, all right, I guess since this is in my control, it's mine. So peace out, fucks. So the multi-sig is good shit. Not everything needs to be a DAO, obviously, but
You're right.
when your killer app on Juno is DAO tooling, then yes, everything does need to be a DAO. Otherwise, what's the fucking point?
Correct. Yeah. Finn, we talked about this earlier. Just before Tank came in as well, we were talking about like Matic and about how like when Matic published the transactions to the Ethereum blockchain, that's basically like just a multi-sig, isn't it? Of like the top upper echelon of like the Matic executives, like it's like whatever it is, a 5 on 7 or 7 on 9, like multi-sig.
It's 5 out of 7 sand deeps. So yes.
There you go. Right, yeah, it's all stand deep, isn't it? But basically, there's no DAO, there's no voting, there's no like the members are not like designated by the community. There's no like nothing. Like Matic would be a good example of what is just the opposite of. And we talked about this earlier. The benefits of both centralized versus decentralized, and even when you want to be decentralized, like Juno, you still need some centralization, like the sub DAOs, and we talked about it. But what you're trying to do on Juno is not comparable with like Matic. Like Matic is just, it's no different.
I think
to what
like the whole philosophical idea of decentralization is beautiful. I think what a lot of people have realized is that putting it into actual action is a fucking clown shit show.
Yeah, the application of decentralization is a fucking, it's a shit. Yeah, it's doo-doo. It's very
especially when you pair that with like the Ponzi-nomics of, oh, everybody that got in early is like on top and spending their raw and actually getting money out of it, and everyone that bought it like, you know, a few months ago is just getting fucked. So it's interesting. It's definitely an experiment, and I don't think these things should be treated as anything other than that until we get a little bit further down the line and actually see like, all right, what is this shit capable of really, besides just this low-hanging bullshit fruit of like fucking NFT marketplaces and DAO tooling.
Hey, don't you FUD my wind bags. I've got fucking
I'm FUDing everybody's bags today. I don't give a fuck.
Until I exit, until I get every drip of liquidity out of my fucking wind tokens. Don't you dare FUD them, you motherfucking piece of shit. Motherfucking
spoken like a true bag holder. Spoken like a true bag holder. They're heavy, huh? You should sleep on them like a pillow.
You know what's funny though, Finn? Because like it's the Cosmos dilemma though, right? It's like decentralization using governance. Like how the fuck, bro?
Right, but then you're pairing something that a lot of people got into this shit to get the fuck away from, and then you're just like, oh, here's more governance. And so you're left with what we did in the States, and we consistently vote for the lesser of two evils over and over and over again. Eventually, you get this evil-ass shit, and that's what we have. So that's what
Evil
we're kind of starting
man.
to see here. Exactly. If you're not given a
what was the new
worthwhile
Star Wars
to vote
order?
for, like, don't vote.
Jake Hartnell. Yeah. Finn's right. Don't vote. Undelegate. Don't vote. Like, vote with your fucking tokens. That's what you need to do. Take a stance, everyone.
Well, I'm saying vote if you
Jimmy was
feel
right. Look.
like...
We sound like Jimmy was right. Jimmy's like, I don't stake my atom. Like, or what did he say? He said something like that. And I was like, what the fuck?
He was fucking with you guys. I was like, I staked that shit with Binance. He was just fucking with you guys.
Oh, they said, yeah.
But like, if you feel like there's a choice worth voting for and there's somebody there that deserves your vote, then yeah, by all means, vote for him. I haven't felt that yet, so I continue to just not participate. I didn't participate in U.S. voting for anything because it was all a scam. The only thing I ever voted for was to legalize weed and medical and all that kind of shit. Shit I actually cared about, shit that would make a fucking difference. Everything else
My
was just fucking
sister and
bullshit.
brother-in-law
And that's what we're doing here.
2 fucking pre-rolls for Christmas, and it smelled great.
Finn, we just said this before you came in. We literally said, like my father brought me up to believe that, like, when you vote, you're not voting for the best man. You're voting for the dude or the woman who won't fuck it up the most. Now, if you want to apply that to something like Juno, all I'll say to you is all in on Jake Hartnell.
But is that
like,
the bar?
literally.
Is that the fucking bar that we've set for ourselves? Is just don't fuck it up the least? Like, come on. We could do better than that, guys.
No, the spirit of Juno is going to be great.
They've set that bar for us, Finn.
Then why do we continue to participate in that low ass shit?
We don't have to accept. This is why we can focus on the kind of like language and rhetoric that's coming out of people like Jake, who is saying, fuck this, no more kings, no more queens, no more presidents, fuck decentralization.
Well, yeah, it's easy for him to say that when he dumped his bags on you guys like a fucking half a year ago. Like, sure.
He hasn't. Go and look at Jake's wallets. I've got Jake's wallet, so has Rama. I swear to God. Well, I'm going to look at Jake's wallets any time. Rama's got a spreadsheet, man, with everyone's wallets on them, man. You don't know. Jake's sitting on a lot right now. He's never done anything. He's staking and investing. And
Jake hasn't sold any rewards.
Well, that's cool then. Maybe he is a real one, and maybe he does deserve our vote then. But that's the kind of information people need when they have these votes, you know?
Not much. The only thing is that I know of through the wallets is like services where like he's paid people to like actually fucking do things, like Max back in the early days and stuff like that. He's done fucking hey, listen, guys.
That's awesome then.
If you've listened to Jake, if anyone's listened to his like vision for DAO and Juno and his apolitical views and honestly he's like me, he's like a disaffected liberal. Like he's totally sick of this like progressive left-wing ideology, duplicitous identitarianism that we're seeing being spread all over, like trying to separate us. He's like the most like fucking the most like antithetical person like that'll ever. Seriously, Juno has a chance because it has like no leaders, but it has voices, and there are some voices up in it. I've said this before, and I said this the other day. If anyone's in this room, and I trust you are all good people. Listen, it's not a fluke that Core One is going to a sub-DAO. Core One is going to a sub-DAO to specifically vote out immediately 2 prominent members. They can't go at the same time. One needs to be done in one vote, one needs to be done in another. But I'm telling you lot now, when you lot get the chance to vote out Core One members who are detrimental to the ecosystem, take that opportunity and do that job and get rid of these people. They've already been paid. He's already had his golden handshake. Right? Just had his 1.2 million for services for the next 12 months. There's a lot of things people don't know what's fucking happening. But I'm telling you, Robo.
But that's what I'm saying. Like all of that information, that's what people need.
I'm all in on Jake. As a person, as a dev, as a future, as a leader. And he doesn't want to be a leader. He wants everyone to be leaders. Like this is the best thing. I am all in on Jake. And AmanDAO is going to come in here because she's been talking to Jake and she knows how nice he is and how much he's one of us, man. He's not one of them. He's not a fucking Beyonce's husband or a fucking ZM. He's not one of these cash-hungry motherfuckers, man. He couldn't care less. He wants to shake shit up.
That's good, but how do people know that when they go to vote? Like, that's the kind of information that needs to get out there, you know?
That was in the source.
And if he's legit, then cool. That's what we need. The best leaders are the ones that don't want to be leaders. They make the best.
Yeah. Who was the best proponent, Finn, of the source DAO? Who was the guy that was like multiple DAOs for the win? Like, he's like the best DAO, like takes the title. Like, dude, he wanted source DAO. And he's dying for source DAO just to take the piss out of the communications DAO and just embarrass them into fucking history. He wants us to make them he wants us to crush them like the cockroaches they are. And we have a chance as well. Like literally, the unpaid source now can absolutely piss all over the fucking dying embers of this fucking comms now, and bury them once and for all. I'm game.
Amanda, are we pissing on embers? Let's go.
I guess we're pissing on embers, yeah.
Oh, Amanda's Amanda's on Team Robo because she's had the rejections as well, the pro bono rejections. Amanda's all in on Team Robo. She knows.
It's just funny to me because I still have not had any clarity onto, it says on the prop, if you want to get involved, reach out on Commonwealth. You do so. There's no other way to. So how do you get involved in these sub-DAOs? You talk to the people itself, and they're like, sorry, we don't need any help. So, I mean, I have some skepticism because you want to get involved in a DAO. How do you do so? Sorry,
you have to first buy their tokens and then stake them. And then
stake them with them. Yeah, you have to stake it with
exactly.
them.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. It's like I'm trying to actually get involved, like they said, and I know Tank, you've done the same, and you can't. You actually can't because there's no way to. I don't get it.
I'm still pushing for it. I need fucking people on the Spirit of Juno, to be honest with you. If you guys, I'm gonna say it right now, if anybody, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to show you guys what I've been working on and send you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys would like to review it, I'm looking for feedback and criticisms and people that kind of
Can I ask the room, Tranka? I want to ask the room here. Now, it's really important hearing Amanda speak here. And I do teach management and leadership skills, guys, for anybody listening, right? But, and I hate the word manager, actually. Can anybody tell me, what is the soul? Now, you can talk about all the different responsibilities that a manager would have, right? What is the number one soul fucking driver for a manager? What should a manager have at the top of their list of things to ensure that happens within that business, right? What should be the number one critical thing for every single manager on earth? Anybody want to go?
Support the team?
No, that's simple. You're the babysitter and you make sure the team doesn't kill each other or other people. That's all.
No, you're close. The 2 years are close. I get where it's coming from. No.
Mine is closer, Finn. I'm closer for sure. I know it.
Nah. The soul.
Can I speak to the manager, please? I need to speak to the manager here.
Hi. Hold on. Let me get my hat real quick. Hi. I'm the Bbandz manager. How can I help you?
I'd like to lodge a complaint. I was spoken to very rudely. I've staked my tokens and I've lost 90% of my worth. And I am not pleased.
Who spoke to you rudely? Who spoke to you rudely?
Oh, I have a list and I've checked it twice.
Okay.
I will forward that to your department.
Okay, awesome. We'll get right on it. We have a circular bin at the end of my desk. A lot of complaints make it there. Maybe yours will too.
Fingers crossed, baby.
Sorry to interrupt, but we might have to escalate it to our senior complaints department, who is managed by a certain Jimmy the Otter. So hopefully Sir Otter will get your complaint in the morning and be able to deal with it appropriately.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy had a space with 32 people. Did you guys see that?
No, he didn't.
I have never
Jimmy
seen
doesn't know
Jimmy.
Jimmy hasn't got 32 followers. He
was hosting. I put it in the freaking. I was in shock. He was hosting a space. He had a co-host. It was spatial AI guy. Yes, I sent it to you guys on
That's
the.
Why. That's why. That's why I got more followers. That's why I got more.
No, I didn't share it. No. It was like that before. Stop. No. I was in shock. Have you guys ever seen him host and have a co-host with 30 people in there? And he was back. Oh my gosh. It was like he was somebody else. Did you guys even hear it?
He's a pleb. He's a nice pleb, though. You didn't answer my question, you two. Wait, Chris has come up. You hit it. Wait. The only important thing from any team is to maximize their potential. Everyone's in the role in the job, in the seat, because it costs money to put a bum on a seat, if anybody knows. Right from the interview process all the way through to recruitment. Most of you plebs don't even know how much it costs a company to put a bum on a fucking seat. And by bum, I don't mean like tramp, like guy in the street. I just mean a bum, like your backside, like your ass.
Like a butt.
A butt. That's what you call it in America. Yeah, your bum's your butt, sorry.
I thought he was talking about a hobo or some shit. I was like, wow, dude.
As a manager, though, as a manager, your only job is to maximize the potential. Like, they are there to do all of their jobs. You're just there to, like, facilitate their, like, greatness. Like, this is what the conversations I have to have with managers sometimes are so uncomfortable when these managers think that they're, like, the end all and the be all. And, like, I have to do these, like, oh man, it's like fucking Shutter Island with some of these guys that like I have to get given who are plebs. Like they're good at what they do, but as a leader, as a manager, they're fucking shit. Like their, uncle might be the CEO or something, so you have to deal with them. Literally, that's it. Now, I'm going to go where I'm coming around full circle to this is the comms down. If you've got people like myself, if you've got people like Amanda who are willing to reach out on a pro bono basis, guys, with skills. If you're willing to reach out and say, look, I can bring some business development knowledge, or I can bring some copywriting skills, or like if you reach out pro bono and you're told, we'll look at this in a few months, but for now we're okay. It's just the five of us. We're happy, We're unaccountable to anyone. We don't need anyone looking in and seeing what we're doing and interfering in our business and bye-bye. When that happens, I will declare World War III on you, you fucking little cunt. But I'm going to do it in my own way. DAO is initiated. Let's fucking go. I'm going to fucking kill this cunt Highlander. I don't care about the Constitution. Go on. Vote me off if you don't want me on this fucking DAO. Making fucking the right questions about these cunts. Sorry, Amanda. I just want to big Amanda up because, no, she reached out and she got dissed and it's fucking awful. It's disgusting the way they treat Amanda, mind.
I actually got rejected by 2 people from the comms DAO.
You did? Give me and fucking Highlander.
We need to have that shame. We all need to be like, shame.
I even told them, I was like, I want a little bit of that jerk, like you guys are all getting jerked around a little bit. Like
a little tug. You want your own tug, right? I can get a tug too, right?
I want a tug.
I'm here for the 9 o'clock tug.
Who turned you down, Amanda?
Oh my god.
Wait. Amanda drops in the Discord, right? The comms DAO Discord. She's like, I heard you all circle jerking around here. Can I get some action?
Who's the pivot man in charge here? Who's the pivot man I got to talk to get in this circle? Let's go.
Who's the alpha?
Amanda, I'm asking, if you don't mind saying.
Shake on. I'll say.
Who turned you down?
Shake on, say. I'll fucking say, because it's the same 2 plebs. Oh, no, do you want to say Amanda?
Yeah, I don't care. It was Jimmy, how do you ever say his name, and Highlander.
Jimmy's a fucking hater, bro.
Wow.
And it's funny? Jake Hartnell was like, if they're in your way, just go around them. And I was like, there's no way to do that, because the only way to get on the DAO is to go through them or to them. So you can't go around them. Like, there's no way.
It's interesting how that's set up, isn't it?
It's so funny. That's my thing, and that's why I'm like, you know what? Until I really do believe in DAOs, but until we get some more time under our belt, there's a lot to learn.
Amanda, we still don't know how much fucking Highlander paid their coin bureau at the London event back in fucking February, man. If we can't get some accountability for them fucking dismissing you, you can imagine we still can't get accountability from fucking February for 20 grand Juno. And what was Juno in them days? 30 quid? 35 USD? I mean, Juno wasn't cheap back in those days, no? We still haven't got an answer for that when.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Kevin Garrison's still not been accountable for the 1.4 million. And he's making.
What was that, Finn?
I just had a quick question. I don't want to say this in a rude way, but how does one get into AmanDAO? Is there like a line, or I was just curious.
That sounded totally wrong.
That's what I was afraid of.
No, you mean on, right? Not in.
On or in, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
She's front running. She's front running Jade. That's what you're doing, AmanDAO. You're front running Jade, aren't you? AmanDAO's front running Jade.
Excuse me. Do not put her name in the same sentence as mine.
Oh, yeah, woman's not simp fishing. Hey, AmanDAO does not simp fish. She leaves at the plebs. Ooh, can you believe this space is recorded? I can't believe we're recording this. We're talking like we're not recording. Finn, it's your fault.
Well, you said you were going to throw it away, right? You said you was going to delete it, right?
Yeah, you said you were going to delete it.
Fuck that. Let's leave it up for the culture. Finn's already got it.
I'm still on vacation. Nope, my name, vacation. So, whatever.
Oh, guess what?
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Finn, my Twitter handle is vacation, and you're Finncation.
Love it. It's the most time off I've had all fucking year.
I've missed Finn.
Be a part of AmanDAO.
I've missed Finn. I have. I've got to say, like, Finn is one of the 4 people, and this doesn't include, like, friends or family, because, like, none of them cared, right? 4 people that I don't, like, and not strangers, because I regard them as being, like, extremely good friends. I just, like, never met them, like, face-to-face and sat down and had a beer and a joint, like, shared a joint or whatever with them, Literally 4 people, like, made my Christmas, like, fucking magic. Finn was one of them. Finn, LiLGainzz, AmanDAO, and Rama. And I'm going to extend that a little bit more. Those 4 did something, like, offline that just, like, restored me fucking faith in humanity. Like, literally, these 4 people, like, selfless people, like, restored me faith in, like, crypto, humanity, just the general, like, and I'm going to reach out also to Bbandz and AmanDAO, who jumped in on Christmas Eve and Boxing Day to, like, say hello to me, and Chris as well, who sent me photos of his Christmas tree. Cheers, Chris. I loved that as well. That was really nice to wake up and see your photos of your gifts and your tree and that, son. So, yeah, you guys, thank you very much, man. I needed you guys so fucking much this year, man. Especially after, like, last year. Like, after last year being, like, the darkest Christmas I've had in my fucking life. This year's been class, man. Cheers, guys.
That's what we're here for.
Finn, what's going to happen in 2023 with this entire Cosmos thing and this Spaces thing we've got going on? And we've got fucking racks, we've got Rekt, we've got fucking Menakais, as Rama would say. We've got all. Hey, Finn, are you bullish? Are you bullish? I had to get that one in time. Rama with his Menakais.
Dude, whatever he says, that cracks me up.
Just because he's not here tonight.
I'm not gonna show. Just before I forget, I never remember. That's why I'm gonna be dropping hints on that handle. So pay attention.
Oh, I heard something there. I heard a bit of alpha. Finn, and I have to ask this question because of, like, Rekt news and the emergence of a few things. Are you bullish on 2023, Finn, or are you a bit bearish, or how do we go?
No, there's a handful of projects, and more so the people behind the projects. Like, whenever I kind of choose to put my money into something, like, it's always into the people that are running them. And that's why very rarely do you see any of my NFTs listed for sale or anything. Like, I don't have time to deal with that. And I want to hold that shit. I invested into these people to see, like, all right, let's see what we can do. And yeah, the ones that you named, Reks, Menex, like, super bullish on those teams and what they're building. And just seeing that, like, them laying the groundwork for what, I mean, you saw the Utes post, they're, like, trying to do this multi-chain thing. It's like, all right, and then you have Stargaze probably one of the few actual Cosmos chains besides obviously Terra that I'm bullish on just because of what they're building over there. So I think it'll be a really good year, especially if it stays quiet-ish, you know, like it gives people more time to finish building all of this vaporware that they've been promising. And I think this year will really shake out like who the legit cats are versus who was just here, like just scalping. So I'm definitely bullish on a bunch of those teams. And obviously Cosmos Spaces and everybody there. LiLGainzz, I see you.
No, he's not speaking, is he? I've invited him. He's sick. He's really, really sick. Like, and anyway, I just want to say, if you go to like Gainz's profile, if you can click on like LiLGainzz, little G, yeah. If you just click on his profile and you go and look at his banner, and then if you see like his little circle PFP like on the card, like his LiLGainzz AmanDAO special like Finn. The go-to Twitter banner right now is the AmanDAO. Like literally, if AmanDAO hasn't give you a custom banner, you're a fucking gigapleb.
I saw that. The first one I noticed, I think, was Amanda's, because it had like he took so much time to get everything to line up properly, like with the halo and all that. I don't even know like how many times he had to like save it and then preview it and then be like, fuck, like it's a millimeter off or whatever. But yeah, that kid does some killer good work, and I'm excited to have him working on rec clips with us for sure.
Oh, dude, that picture with Sonny getting the haircut after the osmosis, like, don't.
Just wait. Just wait. Oh, there's plenty more where that came from. Also, LiLGainzz, I've dispatched Chepe, the doctor, to your coordinates. He'll be bringing over vaccines and hopefully get you healed up, chicken noodle soup style.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a quick question? Because he's not up as a speaker yet, right? There's only a couple of us. Dude, I'm not in the rec clips. Like literally, you left me out, didn't you? You just left the plebs in. Like, I'm not in any rec clips, right? Confirm. That's yeah.
You're a different sort of breed there, and I didn't want to bug you to like try to get you to work on it with us, because I know you're doing a lot of shit with the racks and stuff, so that's why I've kept it small as far as like who's working on it. But obviously, if anybody wants to come help, like just holler. I mean, we have always more work than we can deal with.
No, I hope there's no clips of me like saying bad things about people.
You mean talking? Oh, well, that I can't disclose. I mean, you'll have to mint them and find out.
What, mint and burn? Am I going to need to create my own mint and burn function to get rid of every bit of evidence?
That's one of the interesting gamified aspects of Rekt clips. You see, if you know you said some dumbass shit and you know that your clip is going to be in there, you can mint it till you get your clip, and then you can burn it, because there's only going to be one of each clip. So, if you said some dumb shit and you don't want that out there, you can certainly mint till your little heart's minted out, and then burn them all if you'd like.
Imagine bribing people. Imagine like getting someone's clip, and you're like, hey dude, I've got this, and you play the clip to them on the phone, and they're like, dude, I'll send you 20k stars. And you're like, hey man.
That's the other aspect of it that I didn't want to make public, but yeah, that's the other gamified part of it. That, and the fact that some stories were like, I wanted to keep all the clips at like a minute or less, just because like we're all super ADHD and shit. So any clips that to get the full story were more than a minute, they're cut into multiple NFTs basically. So some people will have the middle of a story, and you'll have to like trade to get like the beginning of the story if you want to hear it, or you can just go to that space, because obviously they're all on Terra spaces, so you can just like go find it and hear it. Like, you don't have to mint, but if you want to play the fun game with us, then yeah, that's it.
Do you know the funniest spaces, I think, like in my life? Were you ever there with Home Pleb? You know Homestead Home Pleb, no? When his missus was trying to do like the washing up or something, and he just had like a massive bong in the kitchen. And then she started like just throwing the dishes into the cupboard, and then at the same time, Bbandz loses her joint, and like live online, like getting the husband to search all over the house, like literally, dude, how many clips could you have got from that? Like,
there's about 300. There's over 300 clips, so I've forgotten what's even in there at this point. So it's gonna be a fun like learning thing for me as well. Like, oh, I forgot about that clip. Cool, I'm gonna burn it now. Yo, Gaines, what up, dog?
It's Gaines up here.
Hey guys, what's up, Finn, bro? How's it going? Kind of wanted to go back and reflect on that comment earlier that you made, Robo, about what are we looking for in 2023? And for me personally, I would love to see us just keep collaborating together. Maneki, Rekt Gang, Rex. Raccoons. Sorry, dude, my fucking throat is killing me. And obviously, fucking Rekt clips. I cannot wait for Rekt clips. I'm so fucking pumped for it. Do you have the clip where I came to my house and I couldn't find my kids, bro? Because for me, that was a fun ass fucking.
Remember when it came from these kids? Where
that shit
was
hilarious.
I'm pretty sure the divorce clip is in there when you were like, oh shit, my wife's like she's gonna divorce me. That shit's in there, I believe. But
no, when he lost these kids, that was one of the best ever. Like, if literally I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna find that, like, I remember that, like, and he's like, where the fuck's my kids? And I'm like, it's not a set of fucking car keys. That's what I said. I'm like, it's not a set of car keys, game. Come on, what are you doing? He's like, dude, I can't find my kids. He's raking all over that.
I was so scared. I came home, I couldn't find my kids. I was so scared. But no, for real, guys. 2023, guys, I'm really looking forward to just all of us collaborating and working together, because this is it. This is a community, really. The ones that you see here on Spaces often is really like the people that are super involved in the ecosystem. So they don't really need nobody else. All I need is you guys.
Again.
Yeah, it seems like last.
Oh no, sorry for that. I just want to reply to Gaines. Do you know why I had a 3.5 hour conversation on Discord with Rama? I mean, Don joined for about 15 minutes, but apart from Don being there, like, it was just really me and Rama for 3.5 hours. Because I asked him the question about 2023, and especially like Q1. I was like kind of like macro focused on Q1 and what happens about Russia. Like, if they do like agree with Ukraine, they're like, stop. I just said to him, like, coins or NFTs. I was like, Rama, like, I want to know, like, where do I need to be putting some capital? Winston, would you get how many balls have you got in this house, man? Jesus, there's plastic bottles everywhere in this house. This kid finds bottles. I don't even know where these bottles come from. Will you piss off? I'll put you to bed in a minute. Beer. Anyway, I just said to Rama, coins or NFTs, and the kid couldn't like tell me. Like, it was such a long.
He just said yes. He said yes.
Yeah. In the end, we agreed NFTs is probably like the safest bet. Like when we've looked at what's been happening like recently during the bear market, and then if this has happened like during the bear, like if you look at projects like that Genesis Eve and a few others and Bad Kids and stuff, like if that kind of thing can happen to projects like in the bear, what will happen in the bull market? Like if we're seeing like traction like on some projects like this now, what's going to happen when we do to reverse? It was a very long conversation about many talking points, like, but NFT seem to be the play like for Q1. I don't know about you, lot.
It does kind of seem like the whole last year was kind of spent with people figuring out where they belonged, which communities they vibed with most. Obviously, after the terror crash, that sent a lot of refugees out into the wandering desert. And it seems like we've all taken the year to kind of find our spot and find our tribe. And so it'll be interesting to see this new year moving forward, like what we do with that now. So you can't just say everything's community because we already did that this year, like this 2022. So 2023 has to be a different focus. We can't, and anybody that's still focusing on like building community, they need to find one that's already there, because I think it's probably too late to start a new one unless you bring your own, like built-in audience. So it'll be interesting to see what everybody does now with the groups that they've found. I've definitely found my groups. It looks like y'all found yours. looks like we're all in the same group. So yeah, looking forward to putting out a lot of cool shit this year.
I know there's a lot of people that look at you as just being like Twitter Spaces. I think there's a lot of people that underestimate.
Yeah, don't look at me. Just stop looking at me.
Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Honestly, and this is me shit, Finn is one of the most intelligent people in this fucking industry right now. And even though he was a terror guy, he's picked up on everything Cosmos like extremely quickly. Like yeah, dude, I'll tell you what. There's a select number of fucking voices that I really pay attention to. Where like when these people speak, I'm like, I'm gonna listen. Yeah, you're on that list. It's a short list, by the way. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of what I say is just bullshit, nonsense. But every now and again, a gem slips out. That's up to you to find it, though.
You're an NFT hoarder. I need to ask a question, though, guys. Listen, Shrute, and Shrute's listening. If anyone noticed, did anyone notice the combination or the timing of Shrute changing his PFP to a Trippy Wolf? Exactly, and I know Finn had like several in the vault, but Finn changed his PFP to a Trippy Wolf at exactly virtually. Wait, and then wait. Trippy Wolves, Trippy Wolves pumped like what was it? 72% yesterday on Polygon. Is that correct? Are we wash trading? What are we doing, guys? Are we dumping for tax, or what are we doing? Are we taxless harvesting, or what are you guys up to?
Bro, I'll tell you what I was doing. I was honored by the gang with a Trippy, and so I had to put it on for the week as part of my honoring. As part of my honor contract, I had to wear it for a week. So if it's not the one I see right now, but it's my new lava guy that lit the bird on fire. So,
fair play.
Robo.
What happened though? It was Yeah, go ahead.
I lost my shirt in Luna, and now Big Daddy Frank is bringing the Utes over to Polygon, and so I'm sitting in spaces repping the Trippy Wolf because I'm gonna pump my fucking bags, just like all these fucking plebs that are on all these DAOs and sub DAOs. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it the ethical way by just changing my PFP, sitting in a space, and responding to some tweets about some fucking fat Solana whales that want to come over and buy some cool Polygon NFTs.
Bro, what about the squids, bro? What about the squids?
Hey, Gains, look at, you know what the beauty of this Trippy Wolf is? Look in his mouth.
Okay.
Look, get down to the finer details of this beautiful PFP. What's in this guy's mouth? Oh yeah, that's right. A fucking squid. Listen, I am so next level that people don't even know it.
Wait a minute, you're doing the zoom in. Wait a minute. Dude, you're doing the zoom in shit. Dude, the zoom in shit was funny when we were doing it back in the day. Go on, zoom in on my chin.
Oh, here we go.
Look on my
here
PFP. We go. What's there though? It's there. What? It's there, and it's not even there. It's also the tattered version. Like my little shoebox, my little Rama, right? My little Rain Man, my little autistic pleb, fucking number crunching, fucking chain sniper. He's there, isn't he? Always by my heart. I mean, Shrute, I admire your game, but you're a bit late, son. I mean, originality, I understand. In this day and age, originality is hard to come by. You know, when you do the PFP, like punt, and then like there's a subliminal message. I mean, it's not easy to get there. Don't worry, Shrute. It'll come with time. We'll give you a bit more coaching the next couple of months. Hopefully, Gains.
I've been trying to do my part and putting as much subliminal audio as I can into these spaces, but man, that shit takes time. But I think it's working. I don't know. I mean, do you guys notice? Do you feel any different?
I think we've got two people coming up with. We've got Slinks and Vee. Vee was in first, so we'll say hello to Vee because I think there might be some FUD. I smell FUD. Vee, hello. Are you free?
Hey man, yeah, I'm free. Just driving, listening to you.
Oh,
how you doing?
drive. You love the fun, don't you? When you drive, you only come on the spaces when you're driving, like to work or from work. That's all we ever get.
It's therapy, though. Like his doctor said, if he doesn't FUD while he drives, his road rage will be out of control, and then he'll get into another problem. So he has to FUD while he drives. It's safety.
The funny thing is, he's doctors, he's teacher as well. That's the funny thing. He's doctors, he's teacher. That must be bizarre, that. A doctor and a teacher, the same fella. Wow.
Wait, a doctor and a teacher?
That's what he said.
I think you misunderstood. I think he has a doctorate in teaching.
In FUDing. In FUDing, perhaps, yes. Oh, damn. Robo asking about the wash trading. I wish we had some wash trading. I wish we had anyone that was actually motivated or even bothered to do some wash trading. That would be nice. I mean, we'd probably have that blue tick verified mark on.
We'd be ahead of Hellcats if we did, huh? We'd be right ahead of Hellcats if we did.
Should we start a wash trading DAO where we fund it with funds, and then through the DAO we just buy and sell all of?
We'll call it Clean DAO.
Within the DAO.
Clean DAO.
I'll be honest. I've actually DM'd Berserker once. I told him that, bro, can we just wash trade a bit so that we can at least get the blue tick on Ethereum on OpenSea? Like, that kind of makes us look legit, at least. Like, just up to 100 Ethereum. We've already got, I think, 60 or something. And he was like, nah, not doing it. I'm not sure if I DM'd Berserker or Besser. They're like, nah, not doing it. And I was thinking of just doing it myself, just buy and sell from one wallet to another and just keep it going. And then maybe demand a refund from the royalties from Berserker or Besser. But I knew that they weren't going to give it back to me. So I kind of left it. But Shrute, I think that's something we might have to do.
That's what we did.
Yeah,
That's what we did. That's what we did with racks, like through the summer when racks were down like $70. That's we went in a dark DM discussion, a dark group chat about market making, and it looks like we've pulled it off now. Looks like
So,
we've
okay,
pulled it
V, I'll do it with you, V. Sell me that crown. I'll give you 100 Matic, and then I'll let you buy it back from me for 200 Matic, and then I'll buy it from you for 100 Matic, and then you can buy it back from me for 200 Matic, and we'll just keep going.
Right.
You know, it's actually now's a great time to do it, because whoever sells low right at the end of the year, like, we can tax loss harvest based on those losses. So maybe
that's bold of you.
Throw one up for 40 ETH. I'll buy it, and then you can buy it back from me for like 1 ETH. You know, and then we'll hit so many birds with one stone. And
that's bold of you to assume that people are even like keeping track of this shit for taxes. Sure, very bold. Oh, dude,
I followed that. I don't know if you did it, Finn, but Lunanomics or Zeronomics, which I thought was hilarious. He posted like an interesting guide to maximize, the collapse, and I fucking ran through the numbers like maybe late last week, and it definitely makes a difference. So I don't know if you found his like link or his guide. I think I sent it to Slinks. But yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the word tax, I was done. No, thank you.
But what do you do if you've not made any profit at all and you've lost like 5 figures? Like,
well, then you're just fucked, I think, because I think you're limited to only claiming like 3K of losses. So you better go fucking create some taxable events for yourself.
Yeah, I have like 30 years of
I love Shrute
write-off.
I think it carries over. So I mean, you'll be 125 and still claiming your fucking Luna losses 3K at a time. So
yeah, I said I'll be dead by the time I think it's paid off.
Oh, look, yeah, woman, Slinky's dropped in with a fucking trippy wolves. Is that a trippy wolves, Slinky?
Oh, of course it is.
I saw that, you little.
Of course it is.
Sneaky. You just changed that, you sneaky fucking Slinky. I love you, woman.
Well, me and Shrute.
Yeah.
Well, Robo, just so you know, I am standing by for the next 15 minutes so I can go play with my balls on Chihuahua. So I'm patiently watching the countdown. I'm watching my my bone stack up, got my steaked balls. Might upgrade a dog today. I don't know. We'll see. So, I have my fingers in many pies, sir.
So you missed the RAC update earlier, like all of you. Like you can probably, I was going to say, you can put your hand up if you missed the RAC update, but probably most of your plebs did, no? So yeah, a quick update. The devs just like, Robo, like we shouldn't have rushed like contract out that quickly. Like it's our fault. Like we learned lessons. I'm like, fair enough, good play. But also, they've been fucking around over on Ethereum and Matic with the contracts, right? Just like having to play around, yeah. And they're like, dude, this is like so shit. This is like not us. This is not where we want to be. Like literally, Matic and Ethereum are just not places that like the RAC. Like the RACs are like the tech is like ancient, Robo. Like compared to what we used to dealing with like Rust and Cosmwasm, etc. IBC connectivity, Tendermint, blah blah blah. They're like, this is just shit. So, dude, an update earlier. I still haven't had a reply. Wait. Have I had a reply? No, not yet. Not they're busy. I mean, he was up early, like through the middle of the night. The RACs. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen there. I don't. We're gonna have to go and explore some exploratory blockchains like Kudos, and we're gonna have to just go and see if we can. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, guys, all ears in this room. RACs, we need to be having the mentality of like locusts over the next 6 months. We need to go where we can, drain whatever resources we can. Like fair play, it's not the greatest attitude to have or the greatest plan forward, but for RACs survival, improvement and moving forward, we need to just go and suck any fucking liquidity where we can. We need to get any unique wallets like where we can. It looks now that LUNK's out of the question given the recent shit and drama over there and the fucking kickoff with like Bruce and Jacob, and it just doesn't look like a good place to be right now.
Was the 150K not enough? Did you guys need more?
What's up, bro? What's that? Say that again.
Was the 150K not enough? Did you guys need more?
We didn't get a penny of the 150K. That's what I spoke about earlier. Bbandz was co-hosting. Bbandz, like, what are you talking about? The Terror Rebels. I mean, we haven't talked about this for a while since I was talking about the Finn. But yeah, Finn, Lunk. I mean, it had a future. It looks like fairly.
Did it though? Did it though? Really?
I don't know, dude. But
I'm pretty sure Lunk should have been put down before Terra 2 launched, but because it wasn't, you had Shiba Army come and take it over and turn it into a burning degen fucking meme shitcoin. So I mean, it can do whatever it wants to do, but it's not getting the focus that Terra 2 is getting, right? As far as dev building and shit.
You're called Terra Spaces for a reason. That's where you did originate from and did all of your top work over there before you came to like look after us plebs. Finn, can you give the room, because I didn't do a very good job. There was Bbandz was up co-hosting, Shannon Hertz was like, what are you talking about? Can you give us an overview of what happened with the Terror Rebels, with the Rebel Station versus Terror Station? I believe there was a wallet issue. It was going to be 150 grand to get the wallet.
It was a whole shit show. And honestly, I don't follow that shit. Like, I don't care about Lunk or any of the shit that's going on there. But from what I gleaned is that they put forward a prop because they were building, air quotes, building a wallet, which they just forked Station and then failed to realize that, there's a bunch of back-end shit that TFL does that we actually can't do, so fuck us. They put in a prop to get money, and then I think they just paid all their Discord mods with it, and then took the rest and fucked off. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but that's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah, so Door's wallet wasn't going to support Lunk moving forward, right? Is that right? The wallet wasn't going to...
I'm pretty sure he said that at the very beginning, that TFL was going to focus on Terra 2 and
building, all of the tools and stuff they want over there. And if they wanted to continue, like, they would try to help out where they could, but it wasn't going to be a focus, and they weren't going to spend a bunch of money to keep limping it along, because it should have got put down like Old Yeller.
Yeah, so the Agora prop or whatever it was, Terror Rebels basically said, like, right, 150 grand, and we're going to do all of the work that you guys need to be at, like, function on the Rebel Station wallet. And then they've just basically, like, got the money, and it's been, like, for services paid, and they've went, like, oh, you're all toxic. We're doing, like, you're questioning things, and they've all fucked off. Basically, it's just a giga rug now of 12.
Sounds about right.
Sounds like they'll fit in perfectly in the Cosmos governance.
Right. I tried to tell them to start their own sub-DAO, a rebel sub-DAO, but they blocked me, so.
Oh my God, can you imagine we can take the piss out of the ecosystem like this? Oh my God.
Honestly, I have no idea if, like, the merge protocol thing was just like a Coach Bruce meme, or if it was actually something that's being discussed. But, like, I truly think that that's probably actually a really great idea, considering that, like, Lunk still has, like, a higher market cap than fucking Luna 2. So I think transferring that value from Lunk over to Luna, like, even if you get, like, 50% of it, like, I think it would be great for Luna 2, and then just leave all the fucking memers over on Lunk trading their fucking shitcoin.
To be fair, of course, Coach Bruce has, like, the worst, like, psyops of any, like, literally, like,
dude, I have no idea. I have no idea if it's real, if it's fake. Like, there's a fucking website, there's a fucking Twitter. Like, for all I know, Coach Bruce is just Chat GPT, and, like, we're being trolled this whole fucking time.
Dude, he feels miserably like at the psyops, in, like, my opinion. Like, he's decent, but he's trying. But, like, I mean, if you fall for that shit, fucking hell, you're retarded, aren't you? Basically.
Yeah, well, when you spend, I don't know, 8 hours a day in the Lunk community, whatever the fuck they are, the Lunk community spaces, I literally don't understand how you can talk about a holacracy for fucking 16 hours straight. Like,
darling, I spent 20 years with fucking snake oil fucking salesman. I was one. Like, literally, I would make you sign over everything to me. Your gas, your electricity, your fucking insurance, your fucking season ticket to the football. Like, I've been there, I've done it, man. I've robbed people, like, I've robbed people with words. It's only when you can do that shit at that level and you understand the sales cycle and marketing and how shit actually fucking works that you're like, okay, whatever, dude. Never mind. He's got a nice voice. I'll give him that. He's got a nice voice. And he's got some decent, like, you know, his lexical set isn't bad. Let's say that. He fucking doesn't like when I get on a space, though, with him.
He should get a job at Audible reading audiobooks, because I would listen to him read, like, any book that I think, just because he does have a very soothing, very calm voice.
Agreed.
But yeah, the stuff that they're doing over there is it's interesting.
Agreed. His voice would make a perfect audiobook, like a really, like, a good, like, I can even imagine listening to him reading something like Lord of the Rings or fucking Kit Carson or something like some old Victorian shit. Like, I would
Moby Dick. I would love to hear
the only thing he's good for is, like, fucking emotional self-help books. There's no emotion whatsoever in his range at all. Like, fuck that shit. He couldn't read a Lord of the Rings book. That shit would be boring as hell. That shit would be boring as fuck.
It's hilarious, though, those, like, short, like, my girlfriend come home today and she'd had a tit job, and I could not even look at this, like, disgusting piece of shit that wanted to inflame her body with such protruding monstrosities. Like, it's like, dude, man, fucking get a room, will you? Can you not just get a room? Do you have to put that in spaces? Like, come on, give up. Fuck's sake. Finn.
Got to appeal to everybody.
Finn, we attract all the way. So Finn, you haven't heard about this. I've just been getting in these couple of spaces with these two dudes the last couple of days. Finn, I need your help. Dude, I need you to come in and come up as a speaker with this dude, Kumar. Do you want to hear him, man? He thinks he's like that. He keeps saying, he's like, I'm the alpha. I am the omega. I am the beginning. I am the end, right? But he's like Indian. So he's like, I am the alpha. I am the omega. I am the end. Like, dude, you need to come in, dude. We need to troll this guy. I'm going to, Reptile, his mate, just followed me tonight. He's got like 16K followers. His mate just followed me, right? Liz the Diz invited me yesterday to get in this. Like, Liz the Diz, like, coming here, Robo. So I was like, come on, let's see what it's about. I listened for about 6 hours yesterday, and I made notes, dude. Finn, I need your help to go in and troll this guy for fun. Like, we need to set this shit up, like, properly, like, and we need to record it, like, on the slide, like, because they never record, right? We need to capture this motherfucker. This dude says something.
That's the best way to get the realness out, is not record the space via Twitter Spaces, but have me there in the back end, like, recording it, because then you get people's real reactions. Otherwise, people just play off to the record button, you know, and you get the fake version of them, which is whatever. I mean, it's fine. It fills time. But if you want to get the real, take that record off, holler at me before you start it, and that's how you get it done.
Dude, he's trying to shit talk, and he's trying to, like, I mean, I get what he's doing, right? And I get the level of trolling, and I'll tell you what, I've never known anyone use, and when he's co-host, he just uses the mute button all the time. So he just immediately mute all the time, constantly. And he's like, I tell you, motherfucker, you look at me, you motherfucker, I'll fuck your fucking sister, motherfucker, you bitch.
I'm pretty sure a lot of that's a meme, though. Like, it's hard to differentiate between, because I've heard sound clips of, like, the two Indian dudes that got in a car, like, fender bender, and they're yelling at each other, like, fuck you, no, you fuck your mother, you fuck you. Like, that's a meme. That's an actual, like, audio clip floating around the internet. I don't know how real any of that would be, but it would be interesting just to see.
Well, you need to come in and listen. Trust me, you need to just spend some time. I mean, I took a couple of days, like, listen to the guys. I went up to speak tonight, and, like, I went along with it and I laughed. But, dude, the more I listen to this guy, I'm thinking, wait, is this real? Like, or is this, like, I'm at the point where I'm like, fucking, I've listened to it for a few hours. This kid's, like, insane. Dude,
well, that's the thing, though. How would you ever know? Like, I don't think there can be any true closure with something like that unless you know the person, like, IRL. Because otherwise, you have no clue if they're just playing or if they're actually, like, that's how they are. Like, there's no way to tell.
What you reminded me of there was, I think, is it the Fugees? Can you remember the Fugees album back in the day? Remember when he goes in the Chinese to order the Kung Pao chicken or something like that? And he's like, give me them fucking extra wings like that. And the Chinese guy starts kicking off with them. That dude, that just like, I don't know if you've, like, caught that before or not. No? Have you heard that on the Fugees album before?
I might have to go back and re-listen, because I did jam that shit a lot back when I was younger, but I haven't listened to them in a long time.
When CDs actually had interim tracks that were just 1:30 of, like, skits.
Yeah. Chris knows. Chris, you know what I'm talking about or not?
Oh, hell yeah. I had the big freaking 1,000 CD case under the driver's seat with the 100 CD changer under the fucking passenger seat, and my passenger had to change the CDs for me all the time. Yeah, I know.
I remember that shit, like dislocating your shoulder trying to reach back to grab the case, like to find. Oh, man.
Almost thinking you're stopped, and you look up and you're rolling into the car in front of you because you almost got the case and you don't want to stop to look up.
Just one more second.
Wait, the CD multi-changers were a game changer in cars. Can you remember that? You used to have to, like Chris says, a stack underneath a seat or something. Like, you used to have like a 10 CD multi-changer in your car, like a fucking pleb. Like, oh my God, the embarrassment, man. When you think about what music fits onto these days, you had to have like full size, like equipment installed in your car. My father had his in the fucking boot. You know, the trunk of the car, the boot. My father had his in.
Those were the big cases. If you had it in the trunk, those were the ones where you put your CDs in and you only changed it from the menu. You had like 1,000 CDs.
You just pulled out the little slits and put the discs in like every night. You just like filling it up with all your BMG Music Club discs you got.
Fuck, I was a right pleb, me in my cars, like my early day cars, man. I always laugh about this one. Like I had an XR2i, one of the first when I was traveling around raving. Like I needed good economy on the petrol tank, the diesel tank. I remember getting like a diesel Escort, Ford Escort engine getting dropped in me fucking XR2i. Literally, like 0 to 70 took about fucking 35 minutes. 0 to 70 took about 35 minutes. And then when it got to 70, it could run like the fucking breadth of England on like a fucking quarter of a tank. Like, man, I'll never forget filling up this car with cherry, anyone not cherry diesel? Anyone not cherry diesel? What you use for your tractors and your forklift and that?
Yeah, that's actually you're not supposed to use on the road, and they will fine the fuck out of you if they find you using that shit, dog. Holy shit.
Dude, the best thing was I worked. My fucking job at the time, and I was a forklift driver. So I just used to ring me mate driving in the night time where my mate was working in like Asda, which is part of Walmart. I would just fill up like straight out the cherry tank, right? And then I would put like tanks in the back, literally. For about 2.5 years, this is no shit. For about 2.5 years, I was driving my car all over England for free. Literally, I paid nothing. It was fucking class like that. My car was like a standard joke. I mean, the 35 minutes to get like 0 to 70 was a piss take. But literally, it was slow as fuck because diesels, like the torque is fucking slow as fuck. Off the mark, it's shit. But like the economy, like how far I could go on the tank, how much it cost me, dude, I was all over that. It was like so my car was an XR2i, and the Escort van was a 0.5 or something. Like it was a 5-cylinder. Like it was a ridiculous, like the retro fit that these guys like did to be able to put it in was fucking mental. Like it was hilarious, man. It was a car that no one should ever have to be in. And you know something?
It looks like the old school Civics, like the hatchbacks. I just Googled one, and that was you. I could see you rolling in this thing with a hatch full of dogs and shit.
Yeah. Dude, the body and everything, the entire thing, the chassis and everything was all XR2i, and it was the early one, so fucking hell, what am I talking about now? This would have been about a 92 or 93 model, and I would have got my hands on it about 6 years later, like 98, I think, 97, yeah, 97 it would have been when I got better, when I recovered, when I got the car. It would have been like, and then, like I said, I put a Ford Escort van. It was a Escort van, diesel engine in it. It was fucking hilarious, mate. Couldn't believe we could just like...
Holy shit. Did you guys see this? I don't mean to interrupt, but the SEC counsel Berkowitz resigned after being found to have accepted bribes from SBF. Is that fucking legit?
Wait a minute. What's this breaking? Wait, where's the breaking news?
Like 7:40 last night it was posted, so I don't know how breaking it is, but I just saw it. So that's pretty huge if that's true.
Who? SEC, you said? Someone getting bribes? SEC?
Where's
Counsel
Bbandz?
Berkowitz? Yeah. Here, I'll throw it in the chat.
Wait a minute.
While you wait, why is cherry diesel illegal? I need to know this.
It's the dyed diesel that's only supposed to be used for construction stuff and farms because it's not taxed for road use or something.
All right.
Yeah. Red diesel, clear diesel, and I think blue diesel. Like I know working with trucks, like in my warehouse, we had to have only clear diesel in all of our trucks.
And at a truck stop, they actually have inspectors go in and fucking open your tank and stick their dick in it and pull it out and see if it's red so they can fine you.
Yeah, in Jersey, you see them all the time on the parkway. Like you have to stop if it's open in your big truck, and if you don't stop, they just send people after you, and you freaking get ripped off the road.
Yeah, because we heard it's commercial use. It's not for like long distance use or anything. The thing about cherry is it's where it is like where it's filled up and everything. It's supposed to be used. Like you can't. I mean, they come in these like massive, like huge, like plastic tank things. A little bit like what's the shit you put on bats, like the fiberglass shit, the resin stuff. Anyone know those gigantic, like, plastic tanks in the cage? There's, like, a metal cage around the tank. Cherry diesel is only supposed to be used, like, on site. Is that right, yeah? I'm sure it's being used.
Well, I think it's just because it's not taxed. That's why.
But all the tractors run on it. All the forklifts in all of the distribution centers, the Amazons, like everything uses cherry diesel. Absolutely. But the thing is, my car was tuned to run on cherry diesel, so why not? If you're going to drive around the country for 2.5 years going to raves every weekend, go for free.
There's this guy that I've been watching. He like converted some old school military thing into some fucking monster vehicle, and he apparently fuels it. Like, he goes to all like the fucking fast food restaurants in his area and grabs their old fucking cooking oil, and that's what he uses to fucking fuel his vehicle. I mean, I still can't tell if he's like just fucking with me or not, but
no,
like
biodiesel. Biodiesel.
So he just goes around to all like the McDonald's and shit and just collects all their old fucking grease and just fucking fills up his car. He's like, I haven't paid for gas in like fucking ages.
It's called biodiesel. Yeah. If you've got a combustion engine that's been tuned for that, the thing is that most people don't know that you can tune a combustion engine for many different fuel sources. It's quite weird. Like, there's like mad like biomass and biofuel shit over here, man. Seriously.
I think we should just buy carbon credits. We should stop using fossil fuels.
Yeah, Shrute's rugging everybody in the space. We should buy carbon credits. Oh, Shrute. Oh, I'm glad I know he's rugging. Don't get Slinks on about the carbon credits. I'm going to fucking put her down as a listener in a minute.
I said it was bullshit. What are you talking about?
I know you did. I know.
Okay.
I'm taking that piss, darling. I'm taking the piss. I laughed at that. That was a good conversation, that there, Slinks. That was a great conversation about... guys, we've got a guest. Listen.
One chip challenge. What else have you bought without buying it one? Shit.
I'm just gonna give all of our ladies a shout out. We have a great community in the RAC FM. We have Slinks, we have Bbandz, right? We have AmanDAO coming up regularly. We've got Sandy, Live the Days, right? We've got a beautiful facilitating community. And I would just like to welcome Kid. I think it's Kid Baroness. Welcome to the space, darling. Hello there.
Well, hello. Sorry. Well, when I do the
how are you?
When I do the voice transcriber, I always say hello, and I always do an accent so people don't know who I am. But I wasn't trying to poke fun at you.
Oh, you're all right. Oh, woman, don't worry. Everybody takes a piss out of Robo here. You're fine. It's a standard practice. It's for everybody to joke. Did you have a nice Christmas, yeah? Did you have a nice time?
Yeah. I took Slinks' advice and not buy a freaking huge pallet full of the One Chip Challenge to distribute to family members and myself. I instead decided to start getting into, because I don't buy NFTs, but if I was going to piss it away anyways, I might as well go ahead and just go into the cosmos and start buying up random projects. Of course, I still went down the rabbit hole, like, what is this? Look up the project, look up the team. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing on the cosmos?
I'm so glad I talked you off a cliff. The 16 pack of One Chip Challenge. They're kind of expensive.
Yeah, they're like, I mean, if you bought them in bulk, like it averages out at like $28 to $30 per box of chips, which isn't the box of 28, 16 or so forth. But yeah, I almost bought a pallet because the distribution off of those then narrows it down to $18 per box.
Is that the chili? Is that the chili? Wait a minute. What is this? The one chip challenge? Is this where you get the hottest like chili chip in the world or something? I've seen this
You
on
get a
YouTube.
chip. You get actually. You're buying the like hot sauce with a chip inside it. Basically, it's you know how people add so much creamer to their coffee that they really just add coffee to the creamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally looks like a condom for a chip. That's what it looks like.
Remember that day, Robo, that we filled the nest up and then GAINZZ came in? He's like, what the hell is happening with... It was GAINZZ or Seppi came in there. Like, what are you guys doing with all these chips and people like eating hot chips and choking on stuff?
Bro, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube with that, and I found this guy, what is it, Food Meets Beard or something. This guy from Leeds in England, Joe. And I saw he's been doing all them one-chip challenges. I mean, what is wrong with people? Like, literally, why do you want to do this to yourself on a video and post it to, like, your family and friends? I mean, have you seen that they eat it and they've got fucking snot coming out their nose and everything? I mean, since when did we think this was acceptable as a society? To, like see,
Robo, what else have you posted on Facebook for your family to look at and share?
Not fucking snot coming out my nose, darling. Come on, I mean, I need to draw the line, don't I? I mean, I'll video wincing on the punch bag or something, but I mean, I don't know about you lot, but fucking chili. It's you have to be really careful, like, don't you? This is not a mug's game. I mean, if you're going to go down that route, what these people do, this is like scary, scary shit, man. You see these people half these proper like chilies and eat the seeds and everything, and then you see them like they look like they're going to die or something.
Well,
is that what you want to do with your family?
Look, I like spicy food, but I'm not like one that's going to go take like a scorpion pepper and be like, ha ha ha, I'm going to eat this whole thing in my mouth. No, F that. Right? I know what spicy food does to you if you eat something way too spicy.
Have any of you watched the memes where there's Koreans and Hispanics that meet? There's a specific meme. It's a skit where both of them like spicy things and how they try to share their dishes and culture with friends and families and that are different. And nobody likes them to come over for dinner. And it's very sad. And the perfect marriage is always a Hispanic and a Korean. Taking nobody has, but just change your life.
I haven't seen that, darling, but I'll tell you what.
Go find the post and post it in the comments or something.
I haven't seen that before, but you know what I've seen? I've seen Thais like proper fucking laugh at me when I went in a restaurant and I order the food and they're like, what level of spice, you know, in Thai? They're like, pet mine, pet midnight, pet mine. And I'm like, oh, same as you lot, you know? And they're like, we're going to fuck you up like Robo. Like, literally, I can see it in the waitress's eyes. I can see, like, her eyes just go black. The entire, like, eyeball, like, just goes black. And she's like, we're going to fuck you right up. And then they'll bring this shit out, man. And I don't even know what. I can't even talk about it. I've been traumatized way too much from spicy food to even have this conversation like Chris. I have, bro.
What, your eyes like burning before you even took a bite? Like you're sitting at the table letting that steam just burn your eyes?
First time I ate sometime in Thailand. Well, that wasn't in Thailand. It was in northern Laos. Just up from like the border of Thailand. Fuck, I was in the street for 2 hours outside of like the bar. Like my friends were in the bar after the food, drinking away in the towers, the Tiger Towers of beer and all. Bro, I was in the street. Like just in a ball, huddled up, fucking snot coming out my nose and shit for 2 hours, man. Dude, for 2 hours, I thought I was going to die. Like I had no control over anything. I mean, I'm glad I didn't eat that much that day because like my bowels were still quite tight. But I can imagine if my bowels were like under pressure at that particular time, I can imagine it would have been good night, Robo. I'd have been crying and shitting in the middle of the street. Like, fuck, dude, I've never in my life had this papaya salad like this shit, man. It's unrivaled. Like, I eat it now. I can eat it now, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. But this is not that shit from up north. That shit up there, I don't even know what to do, dude. I've got no idea what to do to make it that hot. I'll never forget that day. Like, scarred me for like fucking 15 years. Can you tell?
Yeah, I've eaten some spicy food. My one of my good friends is Haitian, and let me tell you, his grandma will come over and make this jerk chicken that like I don't know what she put in it. Like I would eat like a piece, and my whole face would be on fire, like in my sinuses, and I would want more.
Oh fuck! The mute button's fucking up again. Chris, tell me. I mean, this is the same in England. I hear the Thai food in America is bullshit. Now, I've tried the Thai food in Australia, and it's bullshit. I've tried it in the UK, it's bullshit. I can imagine the Thai food in the US is bullshit as well, right?
If you gotta find an authentic joint, like the menu has to not be in English. Like you have to find it like in a culture in a town, you'll probably get a little more authentic. But like if you go to any type of chain, it's shit. Any type of anything that says it's spicy or anything like that says it's like pad thai or anything like that, it just tastes like commercialized. They make it for everybody can palate. Is what they do.
Well, this is a conversation we had about Chinese. Like literally, like I grew up with an idea of what Chinese food was living in England. Went to China. Fucking dude, I couldn't order anything that you can get back home. It's like, it's worse than Santa Claus. Like for everybody that's listening, like if you're in, especially the Western world, right? But if you're in the UK, particularly Australia, New Zealand, or America, or Canada, like the English-speaking countries, what you think you are getting to eat in these countries in regards to like Chinese, Indian or Thai, or even like say to an extent like Mexican, you're being like lied to. Like literally, you're really being lied to. Like these countries do not eat in the way that you. Fucking Indian cuisine in England is like the biggest joke in the world. Like I can't even go there. I can't even have this conversation again. I've had it too many times. It's a fucking joke. But dude, yeah. We talked about this the other day, Chinese food. In fucking China, they eat nothing like any other plebe-eating Chinese food across the world eats. Like literally in China, you cannot find any Chinese food that you think exists. Like it doesn't exist. It's a lie. Kids laughing, she knows.
Well, I'm not Chinese, but thank you for the assumption there. I'm joking. But one of the things is...
No, I didn't mean that.
I'm joking. I'm joking because I usually give people, like, I make people feel uncomfortable at first time I speak, but I do that on purpose. When you travel, do you ever notice, like, okay, street food's one thing, but the purpose for the heat, like, the more... like questionable area that you're trying to get your food at, the hotter the food is because it kills bacteria and viruses.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I've talked about this for a long, long time, kid. I'm a Western man that lives out in Thailand. I do eat a lot of spice. I ensure I have like at least 3 massive spice meals a week, yeah. Mosquitoes do not want to come near me. Chili and an extreme like spices with other stuff as well and all the peppercorns, etc. Hey, it keeps the mosquitoes away. That is the first fucking thing I'm going to tell you. The next thing that a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of cuisines, in fact, the vast majority of cuisines have been born out of poverty and about what is like available to be able to grow in the soil, in that particular type of soil, in that environment. And this is what a lot of people don't realize is some of the best dishes people know have been born out of poverty. Everything all the Italian dishes you see, like literally, Italy was as poor as fucking the 1800s or whenever. Same as Ireland, man, had fucking nothing. At least Italy had the sun. And they could grow some shit, they could like learn, but like the vast majority of cuisines are born out of poverty. And that's what I like about it. I like lurching in the poverty, mate. Like getting amongst it all.
Oh heck yeah! Some of my favorite Cuban dishes I make, like I learned from my grandma, like ropa vieja and picadillo. They're all it's just cheap meat that you just sauced up with a lot of spices and green olives and peas and stuff, and you just like hearty up the dish.
Correct. Yeah, they'd be known as like peasant dishes, or something. There's I think in Italy, there's a famous soup. I think it's called the Hunter's soup, which is like a really, really like old school, like famous. I think you've got to go down to like southern Italy to find what I'm talking about, right? I'm sure it's called like the Hunter's soup. You might have to Google and fact check me. I always call out, like, you can always call me out anytime you want. But it's like wherever you go, right? Whether it's like rice in Asia, especially like Southeast Asia, but Asia, whether it's couscous in North Africa, whether it's potatoes in Western Europe, or especially like the UK, for example, and Ireland, right? Literally, the vast majority of like what we know about food today has been born out of like necessity, poverty, a lack of like facilities, or a lack of access to like other stuff. So they've just like spruced it up, like regionally, like with the ingredients that they have to hand. And that's exactly like what I'm saying. Like, if anyone knows about Italy, why is pasta so prevalent in Italy? Why is pizza dough like a thing of like an export of Italy? Because the fuckers had no money. That's it.
Well,
if
the
anyone
hunter
wants
soup is more northern, almost Calabrese. The lower part of Italy, actually, people associate to pastas, but in carbs, for the temper. But the most accessible was more seafood, so the staples actually fermented fish.
There you go. Your woman's got me right. So it's the hunter one's from northern Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hunter soup, yeah. It's quite a famous one, Kit, isn't it? It's literally born out of poverty.
Or not Calabrese, it's Cala something. Dang it. My other half and his entire family are hardcore Italians, and I'm partially deaf and having some problems speaking still because of the holidays with them.
Do you know one thing I love about living in Thailand, though, right? My garden, yeah, like I can throw a few seeds out, right? And I could throw like different seeds from different countries, and you'll see like how things like lemongrass will like just grow through like just grow like pure weeds like you've never seen before, get gigantic. Thai basil, even if like I've planted all three and really like taken care of them and stuff, Greek basil, Italian basil, Thai basil, right? You'll see the Thai basil like flourish like a lot more, right? You'll see like the little weird little eggplants. We have like different eggplants. Say these little like round green ones. They're very fucked up. They're not an eggplant, but the kind of like the consistency inside is very similar. These will grow like wildfire, like weeds. So like imported stuff, I could try to plant it, and it just doesn't want to know. And then like native stuff, right? I can plant, and it'll just like and that's not even with anything done to the soil. That's not even like literally like nothing at all, just natural like Thai soil, sun, blah blah blah. Literally, there's some things that grow here. There's some things that just want to fucking grow, man. Like lemon trees versus mango trees. Me mango tree now. Me sapling. I've been talking about this for like 6 months since a little fucker grew. He's nearly a meter tall. Like literally, I've got a fucking mango tree. I mean, it's going to be like, what, 10, 15 years before he gets a bit bigger, but he's about 6 months in. I'm just looking at him now, he's about a meter tall. Like, literally, mango trees will grow for fucking fun here. Papaya trees, banana trees, just grow like fun. Try and grow some shit like limes are not too bad. Lemons are impossible. You can't get the acidity in the soil correct.
Oh, the soil, environment, the pressure, biometric pressure. Actually, the thinner the air, like the higher elevation, the actually more concentrated flavors in the plants and what they pull out of the ground.
Do you like wine, kid? Do you like wine, do you? You like wine, yeah?
I do.
You partial to
I do. I love red wine.
I was shocked when I first. I was shocked, darling, when I first went to work in the wine districts, and I learned about grapes that are grown on the east-facing side of like the hills compared to like the west-facing side. Like literally, I didn't even realize that like the sunlight and the early morning light, you know, the light that gives like the goodness. I didn't even realize how when they make wine, they have to like how do I say this? Account for what's grown on the east side with what's grown on the west side. Like you can't mix this shit. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kit, or not?
Yes. In order for plants to germinate in at least 20 years growth to produce fruiting bodies, yes, and also the environment. Per year, based off the seasonal change, like I said before, biometric pressure temperates will also change to the amount of sugar concentrates that will be into the plant itself for making wines.
Oh, it shocked me. Like literally, like when they took me up on the hills and that, like in the Adelaide Hills, in South Australia, and they like explained to me about like, oh, these grapes, like they get like the sunrise, like these are like tread like different, and I was like, what? And then it took a little bit for me to like actually realize, as I was growing up and traveling, it took me a little bit like to realize that like when you look at like East Coast reefs versus like West Coast reefs around the world. Like if you look at like the Great Barrier Reef versus like the Ningaloo Reef, or you look off the reef like the West Coast one off Chile, like it's a completely different ecosystem. Like I don't know if anyone here, right, has been diving and deep diving, right, proper scuba diving, yeah. If anyone's been on an East Coast reef, you know what I'm talking about. And if anyone's dove off a West Coast reef, then you'll know what I'm talking. Like the cold water, like essentially. Like everything along the west coast is kind of cold because by the time it gets the sun, like the sun's power is kind of like fucking almost gone. It goes over the landmass at like lunchtime, and then like the west coast just gets that afternoon shit that's like diluting for fun. Literally, people wouldn't even know this. I've been growing some shit in my house, and I've been learning. I'm a big cacti fan. I love cacti, man. I've been doing cacti now for about like fucking 27, 28 years or something, like since I was a kid, right? And just to watch my cacti develop depending on like where I keep them in the house, what gets the morning sun, what gets the afternoon sun, like how much or how little water I give them. It's fucking mind blowing. Anyway, I didn't even know we're talking about this shit. Someone bring me back to reality.
All right, Rob, so I am going to just play off of all the words that came out of your mouth and bring it back to your title, centralization versus decentralization, and Finn, who just left, but he's still here recording. If anyone doesn't understand, just check out Terra Spaces down there, click on their link, go to their main website, see who the main moderator for Terra Spaces is, and also give them a tip. Make sure you do that. Rob, you are very well versed. You traveled, sounds like you traveled a lot of areas, but depending on how you have spelt centralization and decentralization, and I'm getting hung up on this, I'm guessing that you're under the age of 40, because if you are based off
of that... I'm drunk, darling. I'm drunk and my phone's fucking me over. I'll quickly fix this because I didn't know. I'm sorry if a PTSD or you... Hey,
no, wait a minute. That's actually correct if you're doing the new... So Webster's European English verbiage is now with an S, but it was previously a Z.
Oh, right, you're top right. Okay, you're top right. Okay. I get that. I you know something, as a linguistic professor, this is always going to be a fucking hard one for me. I mean, first of all, the Z, do you call it a Z or a Z? I can't remember if you call it a Z or a Z.
I'm a funny one. either or. Z is, yes, if I jump the border, I am Z.
Okay. I mean, I'm just checking because you know we need to know this, right? But like, wow. I mean, when it comes to American English, I mean, Kit, what do you want me to say? I mean, if you want the conversation about what a fucking abomination that has been carried out on the English language there, that's not a conversation that I think you're ever going to enjoy, Kit, to be honest with you.
I'm not
I
dissecting
think
you like you're the unibomber.
no, you're
literature.
fine, darling. Oh, well, darling, you're fine. It's my job. It's my job. You're fine. You're fine. I just think in the grand scheme of things and that American English versus British English conversation, like with me, everyone's always going to come off a loser. And I mean everyone. Like no one's ever going to come away from that conversation thinking that they gained something. But they're going to realize that, like, I'll change your opinion of what you think is reality. No? We can go there, but I don't necessarily want to.
No, we're talking about centralization. I'm going to speak cursive.
Well, you know, this is a funny one. So are you American? Are you American? Nah. Yeah.
For the most part, sure.
Oh, you might be Canadian. Sorry. There has to be a big difference, because if you are Canadian, then there's a big difference, no? Right, okay, darling. The word practice, right? How do you spell the word practice? Traditionally, how would you spell that? With a C or an S?
Spelling bee format?
No, I'm just asking you, with an S or a C. Are you spelling?
Practice. Could you please put that in a sentence?
Right, okay. So your woman's trying to be clever. She knows that I'm trying to catch her out with the verb or the noun, because she wants to know the part of speech. So she's like, wait a minute, you prick Robo. If you're going to try and catch me, you'll have to be quicker than that. Okay, darling. Which one do you want, the noun or the verb? Or do you want to differentiate between the two?
Well, we need other participants. I volunteer Shrute, Slinks, and Chris.
No, kid, no. Is practice with a C or an S? How do you spell practice with a C or an S?
Or the American side, and what was not football player, sorry, the basketball player that was just like, practice? What's practice?
So you spell it with C, don't you? You spell it with a C, essentially, right? Don't you? Sure you do.
Practice,
Yeah.
practice, two C's.
C. So the difference between the two would be SE is the verb and CE is the noun. C can also be used when it's an adjective, as in like, I am a practicing Catholic. So it's the third part of speech as well, no? But practice with an S is obviously a verb, like many other, like license, yeah. It's the same with many. I mean, license and license don't change phonetic, like pronunciation. Practice and practice don't change. Where you'll see that change in phonetic awareness would be with advise and advice. That would be like the best like example case that will give you where it actually does like change. But yeah, Americans have only got practice and practice like CE, and that's like basically it, right? You just basically ignore all of the like fundamental rules of the English language. But never mind, don't get me started, kid.
Oh, no, I understand. I actually threw out a word at someone prior, and people, equitable or equitable. But the word was equipotent, and they were doing equipotent because equal, that's what they were trying to pronounce it in the first syllable for. And it's actually pronounced either or if you want to even argue either is spelled the same, but the enunciations are two different. But they're all words. Really, words don't matter. Math, though, is universal.
Wow, Kit knows some stuff. Kit knows some stuff. Robo loves this stuff. You know something? What gets even more interesting, Kit, is where you get to the two syllable nouns or verbs, yeah, which in English we have roughly about I think over 200 of them, 220 roughly, where basic, like I'll give you an example, right? So address and address, you know, where it's always on the noun, it's always the first syllable, but on the verb, it's always the second syllable. Produce, produce, record, record, design,
How do you
design.
spell theater? Or how do you
How many?
pronounce theater? And how do
Darling,
you spell it?
everything is fucking ER. Don't you come in my world with this shit trying to rug me. You think you're gonna come in here, kid, and fucking try and rug me with some theatre fucking shit? Woman, man, bring your A game if you even fucking think about this kid. Robo knows everything. Everything's ER, whether that's centre, whether that's fucking meter, whether that's theatre. You know what, you Americans, your double syllable stress of fucking multi-syllable words, like generally the multi-syllable words that would be over, like, say, 5, like cemetery, dormitory. Like, why do you stress 2 syllables? Why is this, like, particularly hard with English speakers? When we teach this from an etymology perspective, it doesn't make sense. You are only supposed to have 1 stressed syllable per word. Normally on the opposite sides, left and right of that stressed syllable, you normally have a schwa sound. It's the unstressed syllable that will make that one stand out a little bit. Why did Americans change the game of English when you didn't need to? It's dormitory. It's cemetery.
I blame the British, actually, because the aristocratic education system actually in Oxford destroyed it. It created a more elite education system by separating the 2 worlds because people had to actually be versed in Latin American. And Latin, which is a dead romantic language, has been stressed in America, carried over into the Western culture as trying to make people think that they're still smart.
Is that the best you've got, kid? Is that your best?
Yeah.
Is that the best
Yeah,
you've
at
got?
this time, I'm driving and I can't really come up with enough, impromptu, on the spot little words. I'm just throwing words out there. Congratulations. Everybody just gave me a mic and now we're just having wordplay.
Kid, you're welcome. Kid, you know something? If you're going to come and join our spaces, right, join in the RAC FM, yeah, this is how you do it. You are more than welcome, darling. You know why? Because you offer fucking most of them more people, like the people that come up to speak, can be outspoken or shy. Like, I'd much rather have someone come up with a bit of vigor. You know vigor?
You motherfucker. Kit questions.
You ask me how you spell theatre. Kid's like, how do you spell theatre? Come on, pleb. I'm like, wow, no pressure, Robo. No pressure. Everything, darling, is E-R-E. I wouldn't dare spell anything. Oh, in my lessons in Thailand, I teach British English only, and I tell them the dangers of the American way. I have to warn them. Man. I have to tell them it's not international standards. It's not the fucking blockchain standardized method of writing. It's really hard, actually, Kit, to get people to write in a standardized way, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I had to take English to be able to get my citizenship here in the United States. I do know. And they make it harder than the people that actually grew up in America. Did I lose everybody? I just parked.
No, you're still good. I think everyone just went quiet.
I gotta go quiet for a little bit because I gotta pump gas.
But you can't go quiet now. Look at the title. You have to keep questioning Robo's English skills.
Hey, you know what? I can put you guys in my pocket with the mic open the whole time if you guys like to hear every little thing. You know, I can take you in the bathroom, flush the toilet a few times. It'll be like we're family. All right, fine. I am going to narrate my life right now. I just stepped out of the car. I'm at pump 1. She turns back at the door before walking in. She grasps the cold metal. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Okay, goodbye.
That almost went sideways real quick.
I was actually narrating. I was grabbing the door and opening it up, but then as I was like thinking, okay, I'm going to be a little bit more flamboyant in my words and expressions and blah, blah, onomatopoeias, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? This is just not going to work. It can be, yes, definitely sideways fast. I trying to find anyone in America notice that there's like always a shortage for purple Monster cans.
I don't drink energy drinks, so I haven't probably been in a 7-Eleven or like a Wawa. Drinks.
Yeah. Caffeine knocks me out, unfortunately. If I drink coffee, if I drink it too fast, it puts me out for about 20 minutes and I wake up like, what the fuck happened?
Wow. Anybody doing anything fun for New Year's? Any parties? No.
Chris, am I back? I got rugged there, like, dude. I had to fucking clear the cache and everything. I could hear
Kit was narrating her life and then stopped, and they were talking about shortage of purple Monster cans.
Oh, on the energy issue, on the energy drinks, is she driving, yeah? Are you driving long distance, Kit? She might tell us in a minute when she's paid for her gas. Oh, Pepe. Pepe's come back to say hello. Oh, Pepe, son.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I'm still working, but I'll pop in and out if you guys keep the spaces live.
Pepe, do me a favor. Just give me a quick overview, dude, of how much breathing space you need in that active set, because I'm aware at the minute. I mean, you're in there, but now you're fighting to stay in there, right? Give me an idea of what it's going to take for some breathing space, because I've been speaking to a couple of other people, and there might be something going to happen in the next couple of weeks. So give me some info, dude.
Well, I mean, it's tough to be at that bottom spot. Like, you know, the politics around being a validator, especially, you know, if you don't have like, you know, some seed round funding or something where you're able to come in and just come up to the 130 spot right away. You know, it can be a little tough. Just
no,
you know, obviously,
give me an idea about where it's not going to be tough. Like, give me an idea of what it's going to take you to get to like 145 or something.
Yeah,
like,
as soon as we get like to 145, like I'll sleep a lot better at night. I won't wake up, because we had this happen once before, right? Like I was up to spot 149. Like I got up off the bottom. We were the second one up. And then overnight, somebody unjailed and another validator started, and they just, for whatever reason, they just started with 60,000 Juno delegation, like the minute they started the validator. So like we went from, you know, the second spot up to 2 spots off, basically. So yeah, so I'll sleep better when we get up to the 145 spot for sure.
So basically, Pepe, we just need to keep going. We need to make sure that we can keep you guys in the set. We need to, like, if anyone's delegating to Tradooors, like, just keep an eye like on where they're doing, and if they need any support, you know, tweet it out, guys. Like, you might have like 300-400 followers. That's 300-400 people who might be involved in like June or something. Yeah, like literally, just don't go quiet on it. You know, I want the right people in the active set, Pepe. I want the honest people like you, dude, that I've spoken to.
Yeah, and we're gonna be going. I've been talking with Chauncey from Angel Protocol. I volunteered our validator to be part of their charitable validator set. Obviously also going to be talking to the delegation sub DAO, hoping, but the thing with the delegation sub DAO, and rightly so, they're going to be distributing across a lot of different people. So, they're not going to like move mountains to like put you higher in the set. That, like, if anything, if everybody qualifies, it'll be like kind of just taking from the top and redistributing across the bottom. But I don't expect the delegation sub DAO to like be the one that moves us like up higher than the spot we are. I think they'll just help to kind of decentralize the network in a way by moving things off the top. That's my expectation. But that's kind of up to them. I also would like to try and get in front of some of the liquid staking protocols to see if we could be included in their validator set. But again, the challenging part for being a bottom validator is they won't really delegate to you or add you to their active set unless you're like above 130. So in a way, they're not willing to risk having some of their delegations go towards somebody who's not securely in that set. So we're definitely like fighting. It's one of those things where it's like it's a snowball rolling down a hill. Like once you gather enough mass, you'll keep picking up that mass. But if you're just like a tiny snowflake, you're really not going to pick up all that much mass as you roll yet. So just trying to fight to pick up more mass as we go here, so we can start to get those things right. That's kind of where I'm at with a lot of this is, you can't get somebody, you got to get somebody to jump first, and then others are willing to follow suit a lot of times. Did I get rugged? Or am I too boring? Did I kill the whole room?
Yeah, you're good. I think Robo is probably getting rugged again.
Not wrong. Oh my God. What is wrong with Twitter Spaces? If you can hear me, we do have, is it PointsVilleApp that's come up to speak? Pepe, I heard most of that. I only got rugged at the end. PointsVille, hello there.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Rugged. Twitter Spaces is really bad, dude. Really bad.
Well, my real life persona is not Pointsville, but I'm friends with Kit. So I saw she was in a space. I wanted to check out what you guys are doing to see mayor of Raccoonville, I guess. So I was coming to find out about RAC FM and seeing, if I could contribute to the conversation and that's kind of cool. Yeah.
No.
Oh, I know that voice.
Hey, Kit.
I had a look. Hey, now we're gonna get serious today.
Well, your man asked about RAC. RAC FM is something that's been born out of Raccoon. But however, we are an NFT project, or we were an NFT project that started quite a while ago, dude. And what we've done is we've built a gamification, sort of gambling casino platform on Juno, and we've just deployed on Huahua. We're looking to go multi-chain with a very, very, very small niche team. We have like a part-time artist. We have a front-end dev and a back-end dev, and then the community, we do all the marketing. So basically, there is no Discord mods, there's no marketing department, there's no nothing. Basically, the community, we just do everything to support who we are. We believe that we are a beacon for integrity. We believe that if anyone's going to hold the Cosmos the wider IBC Cosmos ecosystem to accountability, if anyone's going to have the balls to do it, it's going to be us, because none of us are on the payroll. Even though people like Rama, one of our main men, are kind of on the payroll of some organizations, he's still not. So even though we have people on the payroll of bigger organizations, these people are still really objectively critical about these people. I pay them salaries. So, dude, we are, as an NFT project, raccoons are pretty untouchable, but we're just in our infancy. You know, we're having those like teething issues. We're going to have like, you know, stabilizing wheels put on our little bikes before we get to take them off. And like, but we're getting there, dude. We're doing the right. I mean, whatever people say about us, like RAC FM, me, Rama, LiLGainzz, whoever the crew, all of us, like very few people can point any fingers. And I wish Slinks was here, because Slinks would probably vouch for like the racks that Slinks has probably found the raccoons one of the most accommodating, welcoming communities in the entire eco, because all we do is we just call out shit, like shit talking and bullshit and false promises and undelivered and rogues. We call all that out. Anyone that wants to come and speak, and Slinks will tell you. Slinks, can you tell your man? Slinks, how have you found the racks since you come along? Because I know you were in Lavana and everything. What do you think about us, Slinks? We're not that bad, are we? We smell, but we're okay, yeah, darling.
Sorry, I don't remember. I think I just found this space. I was super over Bruce's space and how fucking this Kit knows this too. Like this satire sometimes is so dark that it is actually really hurtful. Especially with both of our brains. Once you get to know Kit and I a little bit better. And I'm
not a fan of that though, Slinks. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I like light. I like fruity. I like bouncy. I like, you know what I mean, darling? You know what I mean? I like a bit of fruitness, you know?
Yeah, I would say there's some things that were said by some of the girls in that space to my face, and I think Kit was there for some of them that were just really not okay. Not even being PC, just like, you guys are fucking children, like, grow up. And then I realized it's okay to not be part of the cool kids crew and be part of the crew you want to be with. And this is that crew, because I'm a no bullshitter, and you know, Robo, I'll say whatever I want to your face all the time, be like, look, you need to change yourself, and you know you've done things. You know what I'm talking about.
But Slinks, we are not anti-establishment, darling, right? We understand that the establishment has a place. We realize that we are here to question the establishment at every step of the way. We want to hold everyone accountable, whether it's ourselves. I said this like a long, long time ago about raccoon and about the raccoon constitution. Like, we talked about this, guys, a long fucking time ago, and we just said this, like, our constitution, right, is by, like, the levels that to which we hold ourselves accountable to. We will not see anyone shilling. We will not see anyone being a thick cunt. Like, literally, if you're fucking stupid, if you haven't got a brain, right, if you're brainless, if you're a fucking one of them people, right, don't come to racks. We are not the community for you. If you're sharp, if you've got a talent, if you know, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, literally, people don't understand. I've said this many times before. Raccoons almost epitomise what the football hooligan firms of the early 1990s, right? We have dentists. We have lawyers, and I mean top-level lawyers, right? We have top-level devs, top-level accountants. We have fucking surgeons. Like, literally, the people who are involved in Raccoon, the brain power, like, literally, what these people bring to the party is insane. It's an eclectic mix of fucking refugees. And we can knock out the best memes in history. Yeah, dude.
Good on you. I'm glad I'm jumping in, saying hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to totally chop you off. Just wanted to give you an acknowledgement.
Not jump into it. Oh, dude. No, on these spaces, you jump in any time. That's how it works. Up the Slinks. Slinks will tell you, interrupt anything at any time on these spaces, bro.
Cool.
Don't you worry.
Well, I'm a guy doing marketing. I do a lot of writing. My main account is my name, Alexander Loris. This is one of my marketing clients. And, into crypto as well as, NFTs. This is like augmented reality. Kind of think Pokemon Go plus cashback, like Starbucks rewards combined. That's what these guys are doing. So happy to be meeting people and, hanging in the space. Kit's one of my people. So came to hang and hear what you have to say.
Well, bro, let me tell you.
Wait, Rob.
Sorry,
wait, Rob. I just want to say, look at his name. It's spelled R-E, not E-R. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true. Accurate. French.
I was just going to say, though, your man said he was a writer. And actually, guys, like as a professor of etymology myself, right? The ability to write well is extremely undervalued in crypto circles right now. So like we're 2022, end of 2022, right? Going into 2023. Let's say we follow the typical bull and bear market thesis, right? We'll follow the halve and what's happened over the last few years, blah, blah, blah. If you can become a good crypto writer for like mediums, copy editing, blah, 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 right? And white papers, etc. If you can become a good copy editor or a good writer, a good crypto writer right now, you have a chance to be snapped up by a top level project in the next 2 years. And I fucking know that. Like I've had people reaching out to me. I've only wrote 2 like mediums, but I've published other like academic stuff like to do with my job and stuff like. But I've done 2 crypto mediums, and like I've had like how many people like reach out to me like asking if I go and work for them. Like seriously, you'd be surprised, dude. A good crafter of work.
Or is it just that quiet?
Is that Pepe? Hello, Pepe.
I think it's just you. But Rob, go to his main account and you'll see what type of writer he is. He definitely has that background.
Kit, you need to stop calling me Rob.
Raccoon. Actually, instinctively when I see your PFP, I want to call you Dead Raccoon because in Canada there's also a Twitter handle for it. Someone started the meme of the Dead Raccoon.
Your woman, Kit, I've got an O at the end of me. Listen, like I'm not going to lie to you, Kit. It's the first time I met you, and I want to establish some ground rules before we go on with our relationship. Right? Listen, please, Rob is just. It's not an insult. But like 10 years ago, I would have considered an insult, but I'm a nice guy these days. My name is Robo, right? Sorry, kid. I just want to establish some ground rules, Don. I'm sure you'll appreciate that, Don. Your name, kid, it's 1 syllable. It's really easy. I'm going to get that right. My name is Robo, and it comes from my father's nickname that was Robo. He worked down the pit. He was a miner, right? And it comes from our second name. Very similar to the Swiss family. I'm sure you'll get the hint, right? My name actually means a lot to me. Like Robo, kid, means a great deal to me.
I hear you, and I sincerely apologize because
you're all right, darling.
This time I take it that you're not joking around this time, so I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize, though. Never. I say this to everyone I meet. Like you would
we've
never.
Met multiple times, Robo.
I know we have, darling. I know we have. But no one can ever insult me. No one could ever upset me. Like I'm not that guy. Like I hate these guys that like, or these pricks that like so touchy and blah blah blah. And what's wrong with you? But you need to speak. Like literally, kid. If you're calling me Rob, and I'm like, it's bugging me. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna say to you, kid. Sorry, darling. But it's bugging me. Do you mind if like, and you're gonna be like, no, Robo, you're a nice guy. I understand what you're talking about. Kid, this is how people get on. This is how the good guys survive. You understand? Like the nice people in the world, nah, darling. She knows. Kid knows we're nice people, man. Well,
Okay,
quiet. You might be
continue.
getting
No, I'm
It's true, though.
driving currently. I want to make a smart ass comment right now, but I actually, because we kind of derelict, I want you to go back to your original statement because I interrupted you previously.
Do you know something? What's funny, kid? Is with my name, I either get like Robo, which is like the correct one, right? Which is like the down tone on the vowel. So it's like the O, not the O, right? Or all of the Americans, and I know Youst is listening. I know Terra Spaces is still here. I know Pep is still here, right? The Americans love to say Robo, Robo. Some of them do it on purpose, you know, kid. They all know my name is Robo. Like very few people. When I say Youster, I can say Youster's like laughing here. He's the worst. Youster does it all the time. He doesn't even call me by my proper name. Youster will come in and be like, oh, Robo, Robo. And I'm like, he knows I'm at the desk and he knows I'm losing. Kid, he knows I'm losing my mind.
We're back on how are we enunciate things because I have a pissant problem with my A's and O's and A's. People have, okay, I hear it. So REGINA. I know how it should be said, but I always botch it. So I always give people a nickname because I still have an accent that I'm trying to break. And I say Regina. And I can't fix it. And Roba.
Where you said you had an accent, where you said you had an accent, you can't break. Now, that's not quite true. So your accent, you will never break, darling. That will always stay with you, right? Your accent is the musicality of your voice. I want you to imagine that your accent is like your fingerprint that unlocks your phone. It's unique. There's only you that owns your accent. This is like true, like phonemic awareness, right? You can go on Google, right? There's only you that owns your accent, yeah? Like literally, two people cannot have the same voice, even if they're brother and sister. Or twin sisters or whatever, they don't have, right, the same accent. That's the musicality of your voice. Dialect is the difference. That's what we're talking about right now. So to move somewhere or to migrate somewhere, like you might have, obviously I've migrated to a non-English speaking country. I take it you migrated from an English speaking country to another English speaking country. But all English-speaking countries don't have the same dialect, right? So your dialect is probably where you struggle. And that's, once you focus on something like that, it actually becomes like quite easy to deal with and quite easy to like change. Your dialect is up to you. Your accent is not. Your accent is your fingerprint of your voice. Your dialect is your pre-programming of how you think certain words are produced. Can I help anymore?
I think a lot of issues people have in the real world is people go by face value and trying to match voices, dialects with individuals' appearances gets confusing. And when we're in spaces, it's a little bit easier just to listen and focus on the words people are saying rather than nitpick.
Do you know what I mean by dialect, though? Kids, do you know what I mean about the difference with like accent and dialect? There's a huge difference. I mean, when you look at the three of them, accent, dialect, and idiolect, they are three very, 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 very different items. And many years of like teaching in Asia taught me there was nothing more aggravating when these parents would like come to me and say, oh, I want my son to like speak with the British accent. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like contained within Britain, like there's 385 accents, you pleb, what you talking about? I would look at these parents in disgust. Like, are you trying to tell me my job? You don't even know what you're talking about. These parents will be like fucking top doctors and like seriously, like some like top. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like literally, can you leave it to me? You're the fucking eye doctor, right? You can fix eyes. Leave me to teach your kid. What the fuck are you talking about? You want your kid? You don't want your kid to have the British accent. You don't want your kid to have the American accent. You want your kid to have their own accent. There's a fucking big difference, like I say. Plebs, man, and I'm too deep in this kid. The plebs that don't realise like the difference between like accent and dialect and how geographical location determines like certain pronunciation of certain words in certain ways using certain articulative structures. I'm just like, I'm like, I've heard fucking 10 years. 10 years I've been hearing this for. So yeah, darling, if anyone ever talks about your accent again, tell them to fuck off. Like literally, kid, that's what, like when you move to a place and you acclimatize within that environment, you're going to start pronouncing things that the way they should be pronounced in that environment. Does that make sense? Like the word two in Thailand, song, right? Southern Thailand, they'll say completely different to how they say it in like Central Thailand or Northern Thailand. It's the same word. They just say it in a different way. That's not accent, because accent is the musicality of your own voice. It's your fingerprint, no? Fucking dialect, which is based on geographical location. For example, I've used this example a few times. Scottish people, right? Here's a great example, guys, right? So Scottish people will not say I know, right? The word know, K-N-O-W, right, does not exist in Scotland, right? It's a fact of life. It simply doesn't exist, right? Ken. Basically, Scottish people say the word ken instead of the word know, and it's frequently used all over fucking Scotland. Now, if a Scottish person goes to Australia and they're working and they say to the boss, I can, you know, the boss doesn't know they're saying, oh, I know what you mean, I know. The boss hasn't got a clue. That's dialect, and that's the difference between this accent thing. Fucking, it's annoyed me for like the best part of nearly 15 years. I mean, I've been involved in what I'm doing right now in higher education, etc. Nearly 15 years, and it bugs me. It bugs the life out of me, especially living in Asia, darling. You know, how did we get here? I don't know. Oh, Joe's coming. Guys, anyone want?
I gotta get you to listen to my wife when she gets real riled up and she gets her Brooklyn accent out. You love it.
I have a question. What are all those guys doing in here? Are they watching us? Who are they? Do you know?
Who's that? There's quite a few people I've never seen here, mind. And there's quite a few people in this room I've never seen. So, who are these? Your friends?
No, never met them. I mean, they might be my friends in the got nothing wrong to say about them, but
they're part of DJ. I forgot his project that popped in here earlier.
Oh.
He left, but the other ones came in.
Oh, cool.
Well,
about
guys
and dialects. Yeah, this is very fascinating.
Thanks for checking out another episode of The Ether. That was part 2 of a 4-part RAC FM number 16, recorded on Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. For TerraSpaces.org, I'm Finn. Thanks for listening. And if you want to get one,
I'm in love with the Georgios. I'm in love with the Georgios. I got it for the low. I'm in love with the Georgios. I'm in love with the Georgios. I'm in love with the Georgios. I got it for the low. I'm in love with the Georgios. Hit my plug, that's my Joe bros, my mijos. Stargaze mint for the low. Show me stars, I'll go loco. Rowing in my little Joe boat. Bitches thinking I'm a Joshmo. No. Meant to smile when I jolo. Hear the owlies taking photos. I know nothing but the JoJo. Bacon Jonas, yeah, Bacon Jonas. Bacon Jonas, yeah, Bacon Jonas. Whip it through the glass, Timmy. Woo, 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 woo. I'm making Joe's fast, Timmy. Woo. I'm in love with the JoJos. I'm in love with the JoJos. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the JoJos. I'm in love with the JoJos. I'm in love with the JoJos. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the JoJos. 36, that's a deal, yo. Need a rack, miss my free throw. I'm in love, there's an ego. Bustin' rugs, now we need yo. Free my homies, fuck the CEO. But the judge, fuck my PO. Puto, all this talk like you need Joe. Minting Joe's like a primo. Bacon Jonas, yeah, Bacon Jonas. Bacon Jonas, yeah, Bacon Jonas. Whip it through the glass, Timmy. Woo, 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 woo. I'm making Joe's fast, Timmy. Woo. I'm in love with the JoJos. I'm in love with the JoJos. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the JoJos. I'm in love with the JoJos. I'm in love with the JoJos. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the JoJos. My mijos. TerraSpaces.